Open.
So no drop that I had to anticipate on that one.
Okay.
Oh, and Sin chose not to be perceived. I was gonna let it be a surprise for me when we went live to whether or not he turned the webcam on or not. Chose not to. All right.
That's okay. You can perceive me as a powerful energy coming through your screen.
I wish that the icons that are there when you don't turn the webcam on were bigger. Instead of like this little small dot on the screen, because I'm using a high resolution monitor and it's like, I'm just so tiny.
Like deep.
I'm just so tiny. I can cover the image with my finger. With my fingy. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux. Twitch.tv/Major Linux. And it's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays, brought to you by Major's House. Designed for content creators, works for everyone. Again, I am one of your hosts, Mark Major Linux Summers. I'm joined this week and every week by Kevin Kev. It's your boy Kevin, the building.
Hey everyone, what's good?
Of course, we're joined this week by the smallest image thumbnail in the business. Sinziak is in the building.
Greetings and salutations.
Sounded a little robotic on that. Was that me, or did you hear that guy?
It's a little robotic.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll resolve itself. Hopefully it will.
I hope so
Eventually.
too. I'm
Yes.
Again, it's another thing where I am celebrating. It is not on my end.
Yep.
Of course, this week we've got Moon or No Moon. We've got the most vile of ransomware. But at least in some good news, there's something on a discount this week. You might want to jump on it. Jump on it. But of course, this week, of course, Tech Talk Thursdays dives into the week's tech and gaming, streaming, nugs, as much as we would like to talk about, as much as we care about. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Of course, in the tech sector this week, has Samsung really been caught faking moon footage? Would this give more evidence to the moon landing deniers that there is no moon? Am I making all
stop.
of this up?
Hold on for a moment. What? Wait, are there people who really don't think that the moon was landed on? They're like, these people exist?
Are you saying, do they still exist, or have you never heard of like the conspiracy theory of conspiracy theories?
I have not heard of this thing. I am very confused.
You have
very
never
concerned.
heard that there are people on this planet since we have landed on the moon that deny the fact that we have indeed landed on the moon?
Correct. Those are the words you heard me say, yes.
Oh, sin. Sin.
I feel like I need to explain for everyone listening on the internet and watching at home. I don't abide foolishness. And that's probably why I haven't run into this information. Who are these people?
This was before the internet, though. These people have been saying, like, we're saying that in the 60s that the moon landing was faked on a soundstage in Hollywood.
Oh, see, get somebody else to do it.
Like this has
Get
been
someone else to do it. Get someone else to do it.
this is a decade. This is a decades old thing. This is not the topic of this article, but Sid, this is a decades old conspiracy theory.
You want to know you want to know why I don't know anything about this conspiracy theory? Because I wear a mask when I'm in public, and I also believe in Black History Month. I just know. The answer is no.
But I believed in those things too. But this was things I heard of as a child.
I don't know whether who deserves an apology in that instance.
I mean, it's one
I'm
thing
not
if
saying that I don't believe
believed it.
here to be clear, right? This isn't a moment of major. I don't believe that this is a thing that people have said as much as I have not heard this before. Now, the grand tour of why, when, how, and all of that, we're gonna have to make a whole YouTube channel about it because no, I
There
have no
are
idea.
plenty of YouTube channels that delve into why they think it's fake.
No, a YouTube channel dedicated to the look of shock and surprise that I would have had, if people could see it about wait, this is a thing that people really think. Okay.
Before we go any further, he said, I don't think it's going to resolve itself. Can you disconnect from the call and reconnect? Oh no, we're broken. Hello.
Hi.
No, I don't think that fixed it. Can we try a sentence?
I would try a sentence, but I probably have a better idea.
So, Kev, while Sin is looking into his mic issues,
They're taking a nap. A paternity cortisone, and in the case of the littlest one,
My bad.
wow. It's one thing if people watching multiple streams, but when one of your hosts is doing it.
No, I just had some TikToks in the background, but yes.
Now we see why he's always constant. Oops, see, again, see, you were a pro at it. For me, I just lightly breathed on it and it muted my mic. Anywho, as I was about to say,
Hello, can y'all hear me over there?
it is still robotic-y.
Robotic, yeah.
While Sin is still working on his mic issues, were you aware of people who thought the moon landing was fake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I wasn't I'm trying to make sure I wasn't the one who just who listened to too many kids on the playground, and that's how I knew.
So
Wait. Sin,
yes.
what?
Hey.
Sin
My favorite
Escalao?
part of the amusing part of this whole exchange is Major being like, hold on, surely it wasn't just me. I want everybody at home to know it is very possible for your local Sunflower resident person, that's me, to just not have experienced things. That is a thing.
See, so I'm putting it like this, where it's what I can't believe y'all didn't know. Yum updated Linux packages in Fedora. That should be a thing everybody knows. That. I know it's not that. This is almost 2 + 2 = 4, but you're saying, but no, I've never heard of that. And I'm wait a second, something's not right here. I thought that was a thing. This is the thing where it's I honestly thought everybody just knew that. Not the fact that the landing was fake, but that people think the landing is fake, and people knew that there was another group of people who believed in that, who believe current tense, present tense, that we did not land on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm shocked, because I just thought everybody knew that.
Right.
I'm trying to make sure this is separate from, I thought everybody knew that you were supposed to, lock down all your ports and only open the ports that you want open to be accessible for your SSL certificates when you're serving secure websites to other servers, and make sure that your APIs are accessible and properly programmed so that way you have your endpoints accessible for other machines to collect request data from your server. Like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here.
Yep. Or in my case, I thought everybody knew not to chop the grass before we had a silo in Stardew.
So Samsung was caught
Wow,
faking
Kevin.
Zoom.
Wow. I will also tell you, I didn't know that because the only Stardew I played with was y'all. I still haven't played that game without y'all being there. Mostly because someone's computer is going to crash if we do. But
Wow, that only happened once.
And we never let them forget about that.
Yet I keep going back to it. I keep going back to that particular well for punishment.
Yep.
Why? Why do I do these things to myself? Anywho, getting past Stardew, getting past the conspiracy theories, we come to this one here where a Reddit user had tested his Samsung Galaxy S23 to see if the moon that he was taking a picture of outside was fake. If Samsung just put a stamp of the moon on his astronomy photo of the moon from his phone. So what he did was he, on his computer, put up a blurry image, like a blurry dot or a blurry image of the moon, took a picture of it with his phone, and then Samsung cleaned it up, and it generated the same image as the real moon that he tried to take from like his backyard.
Wow.
So now people are like, well, okay, this isn't a real image of the moon. This is a fake moon because reasons. Which, okay, sure. You can see why he may come to that until you didn't realize, oh yes, AI and computational photography would definitely do the thing you were accusing it of, because that's the whole ass point. They're going to put a reasonable facsimile of what the moon would look like if you took your smartphone that does not have as great a lens system in it as you would want it to, and say, yes, this is the moon. This is what the moon would look like. Also, idiot with a smartphone, why do you think you could just take astrophotography with a smartphone? Please, just, no. This isn't the gotcha moment. This isn't the gotcha moment you think it is. But how do y'all feel about this whole, I guess, moon gate, seeing that we put, again, conspiracy theory type talking points with gate at the end as a suffix. What do you think of Samsung's moon gate and this image of the moon that they give Samsung users when they use space photo mode or whatever the fuck it's called? Or space zoom, I think is the
I mean, weird, weird because it's like, as a photographer, I'm like, why would I think that my phone would ever be able to take a high quality picture of the moon correctly? Which, no, but I just think overall it's just kind of I think it's just kind of weird. Like people are like saying like Samsung is like putting a picture of a moon in front of us and allowing our cameras to take fake pictures of the moon. I'm like, this is a way. No, I mean, is it like something? Does this give slow news day? Yes. Is it like cool that, hey, I took a picture of the moon? Like, if Samsung allowed me to take a relatively decent picture of the moon from my phone, I think that would be kind of cool. But would I be like up in arms about it? No. Would I think that my phone, could? No. But I think that it would be nice if it did. But I don't think that there's nothing there. It's slightly bit of a nothing burger, but it's something. It's like Samsung, that thing. But I think it's okay. I think it's fine. What it is.
What, the moon thing?
Yes.
Yes.
It's one of these, okay, if that's how it works, then just tell people that, and then people are just like the whole article. I'm trying to figure out if is this a serious issue or are people being pedantic? But also, it's like, if you're going to tell me that this camera is powerful enough to take a clear picture of the moon, I want a clear picture of the moon, not what your software thought the moon looked like or what I was trying to capture as an image and then rendering in however way it does. I don't want this rendered. I just want the photo I took.
Right.
But my question with that is I'm with you if they say that it can take a picture of the moon, but at the same time, it's like, okay, were you really just that daft to think that it could do that? Like an actual optical image and not a digital image from a camera system. Again, I don't have my other camera up here.
It's not like here, right? The article is talking about the difference between optical zoom and digital zoom. If you had digital zoom and you're just like, hey, digital zoom picture of the moon, I wouldn't have made that comment that I just made.
But Samsung tells you it's digital. It's a digital zoom. Like optical zoom would require, like, your phone would have to be a lot thicker than this. Yes, this is my iPhone, but it would have to be thicker than my phone to even get an actual optical zoom image or an optically zoomed image of the moon. It has to be digital and it has to be cleaned up. So it's going to be a reasonable facsimile of what that is. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. This is more screaming to me. It's screaming, I don't know how digital photography works, than it is Samsung deceiving people. See, let me see. I think I just talked to you on Mastodon. You're asking what time the show is, so welcome. Thank you for joining in. They should be more transparent about it. My expectation is my camera is showing what its sensors call unless I opt into some filters. Zoom doesn't equal AI. And that I understand. And I guess with Google, they've been more transparent about it. Apple's been more transparent about it. And maybe, I don't know. It's the thing where people will hop on Apple for all of their hype. But then when Samsung does it, it's like, we don't say it's magical, but it does a thing that Apple does. Bravo! It's doing more than what Apple does. And it's like, but it's the same technology. I don't get it. I don't understand why people are upset about this thing that makes sense to me. Again, this is the thing where this makes sense. Why do more people not understand how this works? And I have to ask every time, is it just me? Am I the only one who saw this for what it was? Or does more people understand this is how digital photography works? This is how computational photography works. And then just a whole bunch of people are buying Samsungs because, oh, I could take a picture of the moon, and then are shocked and surprised. Oh no, it's computational photography because physics won't allow me to do that for real. But again, I don't know. Like for me, I still feel like digital zoom, while it's not necessarily AI zoom, is not real zoom. It's just, hey, our sensor is so good, we can continue to crop in on an image without it losing as much quality. And then, you know, the AI passes come in to make it look smooth.
Yes.
But again, I can't fully fault Samsung for this.
No.
It's just that people bought into the hype. You know, the thing the Samsung users always accuse Apple users of doing. And it's like, ooh, y'all just kind of told on yourselves a little bit. Not to mention the fact that Samsung had already published a blog post about it, looks like 2 years ago, in Korean. Because according to The Verge, the blog post they put out this year was just a translation of the Korean one. So okay, fine. Okay, y'all don't want to read. Here it is again. This time it's in English.
Mm-hmm. Yep. AI did it. Simple.
So yeah, I do get that they should be a little bit more transparent, but also I don't know, maybe Samsung users or just mobile phone users in general shouldn't be just so fucking gullible as to what their phones can and can't do. Ask somebody. That's what this podcast is here for. If you don't know, please ask us. We will give you an answer.
If you don't
I will at least say, if I don't know, if I don't know, I will find somebody who knows the answer. Or at least say, I don't know, let's find out together. Ooh. Shots fired. Shots fired, Verge.
Verge is coming in hot.
Ooh.
Take a sip on that one.
Something we touched on just lightly last week with the updates coming to Discord. They're bringing AI into they're building AI into their Clyde bot to kind of give conversation summaries and stuff like that. But also they changed their user agreements or TOS or whatever, the EULA or whatever for recording or for video and audio calls to say that, hey, we might record this shit. Discord promises outrage users it won't store call recordings for now. So let's see here. Quote, there has not been a change in Discord's position on how we store or record the contents of video or voice channels. We recognize that when we recently issued adjusted language in our privacy policy, we inadvertently caused confusion among our users. To be clear, nothing has changed, and we have reinserted the language back into our privacy policy, along with some additional clarifying information. So hey, that thing that Sim brought to our attention last week, they fixed it. They said, oh, well, no, we'll put that back. Sorry about that. But again, because those are living, breathing documents, who's to say that it won't change again? So at least for now, our voice and our video calls are safe. Granted, doesn't say much about this one because we stream it live on Twitch.
it is decided. I will add here just on a personal note because at some at some point the heavens know that I am just begging for a thing for Major to argue with me with today. So here's the thing.
What did I do this time?
I love that question. So there's part of this that I I can be like, okay, well, that's cool. Thank y'all for walking that back, I guess. There's a part of me that is also very exhausted with the whole thing that these companies do with the back and forth on the edge of things that people have made very clear that they do not want part of or they don't want part of in a way that they cannot opt out of, or like not communicating things correctly, having to deal with a blow up because of backlash, and then having to deal with all of that. And it's things with this with NFTs, this with crypto related things, this with AI related things. It's very tiring for like to be on the other side of that and just read the well, you went and did that. Okay, well, let's see how that's going to blow up. And 3, 2, and 1. There's the walk back. Thank you very much. Like, I just want to have a normal Tuesday and an English McMuffin. And that's it. And not have to be bothered with all of this mess.
Yeah.
Of having to get y'all to do simple things like write normal documentation and hire people who know how to tweet properly and write in complete sentences. And communicate ideas in a clear and understandable fashion to an audience of people who are not developers and power users. Like, please stop doing that. It is exhausting. That whole thing is exhausting.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I will definitely. You ain't gonna get in arguments with me on that. Y'all can make things very clear. Ain't gonna be for that. St. Clinton. So no, they didn't get. They weren't already doing it. What happened was they got caught changing the language to make it seem like they were going to start doing it.
And to be very clear about these things, the stuff that they had in the terms and conditions were very clearly defined because they had specific projects they were trying to run,
which would require them to
which will require them to do those things, and they made the language somewhat more, a little bit more vague to give them wiggle room to do things that people were very uncomfortable with. For example, they had originally thought about like a streaming concept, which would of course mean, a streaming concept where you could clip things that people were streaming in Discord if y'all were doing stuff or playing games in Discord, because some people do that, which of course means they then have to be able to hold on to like the videos and stuff. So you have to have clips and you have to be able to replay them, or things like, hey, we have to know what your voice sounds like, or be able to in order to modify how it sounds or whatever, if you're going to be using things like that. All like sorts of little things that would have made sense. And then they introduced like 2 or 3 things where people were like, okay, but we didn't ask for all that. What are you doing?
So what it was, and I have it pulled up here on the screen. Sid had shared this with us again, like at the last part of the show last week. Was so we were discussing the changes that were coming through to Discord with the AI bot and whatnot. However, when they were updating their privacy policy, which I understand that they are taking snippets of text to feed into the AI so that way they can give you a summary of what was being talked about in a text chat. But what it was is in video and voice calls, that's not what they were doing. However, they changed their privacy policy language to remove, we generally do not store the content of video or voice calls or channels, and we also don't store streaming content when you share your screen. Those 2 lines were removed from the privacy policy when they were updating it for the Clyde AI bot thing. Excuse me. That's why people were up in arms. We were up in arms about it when we saw this. This is the language that they added back and then added more things to the privacy policy to kind of further cement that, hey, no, we're not going to do the thing that y'all thought we were going to do because we removed these 2 lines. So like Discord, for all of its faults, because again, like when you are asking for something that is more privacy focused, yes, you're going to get people who are in places who are going to use that for nefarious reasons or malicious reasons. You know, they've been pretty good at keeping your shit encrypted for, or at least better encrypted than other services. And because their privacy policy states that they are not doing the things that they say they aren't going to do, like they have to abide by it. Yeah. I mean, that's the point. Like that, again, that's why people are up in arms about it. Like we knew, I mean, it's a whole thing of, yes, once they change it, you know, they are about to do something. It's just that they got caught. And more people are looking more people are looking now than before. And they were like, oh shit. We should probably put that back. And maybe wait till they're distracted with something else before we try to change that again. Also, encryption don't mean much. If someone gets a hold of the data, we have 4090s now, which can crack encryption decently fast. I mean, I still think it takes quantum computers in order to do that. And until quantum computing becomes a household thing, I'm not as concerned about breaking encryption as other people are. Which is true. And again, this is why. So what's more, they can hold that information until better tools come out to crack it. Which again, is why we say, hey, even if they have the password safe and it is still encrypted and they can't crack it just yet, change your password regardless. Because if you're really hoping to play this waiting game, technology will kind of advance faster than the time you're willing to wait for it to not matter. So yeah, it's always best bet to, you know, hey, if things get cracked, change your password. Just because they can't get to it now, don't mean that they will not get to it later. Because you never know who has the keys to the Jeep. Vroom. Damn it, Medea.
Shout out to Missy.
Oh, wait. I got that from Medea, but that's right. That is a Missy thing. Now I feel better about it.
The Medea, that thing in Medea is also a reference to Missy.
Yeah. I feel
From
better
the
about
Super
it being the
Duperfly
Missy
album.
reference and not the Medea reference.
It is indeed a Missy reference from the Super Duperfly album. I believe it's like tracks like number like 1 or 2. That's like that's the Rain song. That's the line straight from that song.
I feel better. And more sad news. The FBI says Americans lost 10. Was that a fan?
No, that sound was me putting up a pair of headphones.
Oh. FBI says Americans lost $10.3 billion to internet scammers in 2022.
I want to know how much of that was crypto. I want to know.
Oh, well, many people fell prey to crypto fraud. Related fraud losses jumped from nearly 1.5 billion in 2021 to 3.3 billion, and most of that value came from cryptocurrency scams. Losses surged from 907 million to almost 2.6 billion in 2022. There you go, Sin.
Crypto. You were always a scam.
Well,
you were never legit.
Well,
you were always a scam.
Well,
mm-hmm. And I can say that with impunity. It was never legit. Either they folded like a deck of cards, or they was straight up scams.
And both could be described as FTX.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I believe in crypto is doing a lot of heavy lifting. If I were to say that, like, I don't know if I believed in crypto. It was like, okay, this is a cool new thing. Let me toss $5 in it and see what happens.
You were better off taking them $5 and buying you some Pokemon cards.
How young do you think I am, dog?
That's what I'm talking about.
I ain't that young.
What do you mean? You're not too old to know about Pokemon cards. What are we talking
I'm talking about
here?
buying them.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, for collecting, not just buying them because they were in the store and I wanted to play Pokemon cards.
It's literally, if you're thinking about like crypto as an investment, you were better off buying Pokemon cards.
Oh no, I don't. I didn't start believing in investments until like I was 30, and that's when I was like thinking about a house as an investment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think of investments as investments. But yeah, crypto did a bit. But they're also saying that, hey, there are some good news. Apparently, while investment scams were on the rise, ransomware complaints fell sharply. There were just 2,385 complaints. That's still a lot. Complaints about these digital extortion attempts versus 3,729 the year before. And they led to a relatively modest $34.3 million in losses. And while phishing was the most prevalent scam type with over 300,000 complaints, the damages were limited to $52.1 million. The Michigan got hit hard. No, wait. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit especially. But I mentioned Michigan because we can't forget Flint either.
But still don't got clean drinking water.
Still don't. And speaking of which, too, it's funny how East Palestine is getting all this press coverage about the environmental disaster that's happening there. But Flint got none of this. And the folks who are talking about, oh, look who's trying to like ignore all of this shit in East Palestine in Ohio. Have y'all ever once looked in Flint? The ones who complaining, y'all ain't had this kind of energy for Flint.
I mean, Flint,
but yes,
that's Mississippi.
We know.
Newark, New Jersey.
We know. Well, because if you know, you know.
You know.
Speaking of ransomware, it's gotten a whole lot. There may be a lot less ransomware, but it's getting fucking worse. Ransomware attacks have entered a heinous new phase. Cybercriminal gangs now releasing stolen photos of cancer patients and student records. In February, attackers from the Russian-based Black Cat ransomware group hit a physician practice in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania. And for those who know, it's office territory, gang. Scranton. That's part of the Lehigh Valley Health Network. At the time, LVHN said the attack involved a patient photo system related to radiation oncology treatment. The healthcare group said that Black Cat had issued a ransom demand, but LVHN refused to pay this criminal enterprise. After a couple of weeks, Black Cat threatened to publish data stolen from the system Our blog is followed by a lot of world media. The case will be widely publicized and will cause significant damage to your business. Black Cat wrote on their dark web extortion site, your time is running out. We are ready to unleash our full power on you. The attackers then released 3 screenshots of cancer patients receiving radiation treatment and 7 documents that include patient information. The medical photos are graphic and intimate, depicting patients' naked breasts in various angles and positions. And while hospitals and healthcare facilities have long been a favorite target of ransomware gangs, researchers say the situation at LVHN may indicate a shift in attackers' desperation and willingness to go to ruthless extremes as ransomware targets increasingly refuse to pay. Which again, going back to the FBI article, yeah, there are less ransomware attacks, but boy, the ones that are here are fucked.
When they do work, ugh. That part.
It's the ghetto out here.
Researchers say that another example of these brutal escalations came on Tuesday when the emerging ransomware gang Medusa published sample data stolen from Minneapolis public schools in a February attack that came with a $1 million ransom demand. The leaked screenshots include scans of handwritten notes that described allegations of sexual assault and the names of a male student and 2 female students involved in the incident. Lucid, not well. We are not doing well right now. Like, and I forgot who it was who had mentioned before I think it was a Discord. Like, it's the fact that they are targeting people who have no business, who have no business in this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like low income folks, people who just like I am here for medical treatment. You are extorting a multi-million-dollar company. Or, I don't know, maybe not even a multi-million-dollar. You are extorting a school system to give you money they don't have. Because God forbid we fund our schools in America. And like, these are the groups of people that they're going after? This is the worst. Captain Celestial, that's evil. Why can't they go mess with Elon or Rupert? Exactly. 2 years. 2 years you were on Fox News' network. Put that shit out there. Why am I waiting on a court trial to hear what I'm about calling Tom Tucker? But Tucker Carlson said about Trump. Nah, y'all should have hacked the motherfuckers and put out the text messages that day. Let's see. I wonder if there is a way for the person with cancer like myself to turn it around to help pay the medical bills. I mean, a lawsuit? Because why? What security training do they have in place for people to sit there and get hit up like this? Because it's very rare. Like, one, if your system is secure enough, they can't just walk in and gain access. So it would either mean that your security for like the ingress of the hackers is lax, or you are not training your staff to not do dumb shit on your network. And one of those, if not one of those 2 things, or one or more of those things happened, then you are liable for not locking down HIPAA data to allow yourself to be exploited. Could have sworn I saw a document somewhere that, this shit don't get out without my express consent. And now you got my titty out?
Not you saying that during Women's History Month, Major.
Is that not what the article said though? Maybe not to the crass nature in which I said it, but I will go back and say, where
The
is
references are referencing in this audience, and if you know, then you know. Shout out to 2004. It was a terrible year.
that? I don't know. I have no idea what happened in 2004. I was in high school then. Oh wait, you talking about that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that one. What I said, but I'm here now. I'm here. So yeah, like it's a thing. Like, yes, if you are a patient who's getting your data leaked, oh, that's a lawsuit on the hospital. Because I find it really weird too that the hackers are saying like, hey, this will fuck up your business. Oh, because I forgot, in America, healthcare runs as a business and not as, a basic human right.
That part.
So I'm pretty sure like they're not responding to the hackers, not because like they believe in your data because your data's fucked. They're just not responding because we don't want to spend millions of dollars to keep it quiet, because then that's money we ain't got in our pockets. And we just can't let them extort, because we also won't spend this money to secure our fucking shit.
There's a difference, and I have to say, kind of going along with Major here, there's a difference between the respectable energy of, we don't negotiate with terrorists, and okay, but we're not putting that money into infrastructure either to keep this stuff safe in the first place.
That part.
Right? I don't negotiate with terrorists, but you want to know what I did do today? I did lock my door before going to sleep. I feel like I need the math to math. If 2 + 2 = 4, stay with us, and 5 + 5 = 10, then explain this. This is the thing that I want to know.
Right. Like, we see time and time again that people just not like investing in like in-person IT departments, like Joe Schmo down the hall, and then also not informing your employees to not be clicking on things that they don't know, or opening things on the hospital internet, like the hospital network. So it's giving like, ignorance. Like, oh, we outsource for that. Oh yeah, but how many of this be down before the outsource even gets there? Before the person has to come, and usually the outsource is not like guy down the road, but
it's ruined in another state.
In another state, exactly. It's ruined in another state, and then he has to like tele in. Do I teleconference in? Do I get a flight and fly down or travel down to fix the issue? How's the extent of the issue when you can literally just have a dude down the hall that, even if you had to outsource or like go to another company to help mitigate it, you would at least have a better they would at least have a better understanding of shit happens and we don't know what happens. So
like, I don't know what happened. Are you sure we don't know what happened? Are we sure we couldn't have done better here? Because I feel like we could have. I feel like we could have dug down deep here and probably done a little bit better in this situation.
Because
I feel like we could have.
Yeah, because your in-house is gonna know what the hell happened.
And
can at least tell you, hey, don't be clicking on shit.
And it's that part where, looking at the individuals, the people who are doing the clicking, sure, we could be upset about that.
Right.
We could be upset about that.
Right.
But it's the people at the top who are making these decisions of whether or not we're going to keep this shit secure from the jump.
Yes.
We're setting policies in place from the jump.
That would absolutely say,
and this is why like, like I'm trying. It's a thing of again like setting these qualifiers again because like we can sit here and look at a whole organization and say, all right, it's this hospital's fault, it's the school's fault. It's like, well, no, because the day-to-day folks who are working in these hospitals, especially you're looking at doctors and nurses who don't give a shit, who probably don't even know,
right?
Even if they're like, again, you consider go to any company, and like I know people, and I'm pretty sure we all know people in other departments who aren't in IT who will say like, oh, I had to go through the security training. Oh my God, it's so annoying. Like hear my wife say that. Like I had to do the IT security training and It's like, okay, yeah, they're not gonna learn, whatever. What are you doing as a company to enable your IT staff to secure the shit
right
at the start? What does that look like? Or
right.
when you're looking at school systems, municipality, and just like municipality systems, what is the government funding looking like to keep that shit secure? Like we can sit here and look at Oakland, we can look at Minneapolis, and be like there's no way you could fault anybody in this scenario, not even the IT department or the superintendent of the school system, because like, what does the funding look like going to these schools?
I mean, how shady do we want to be about that?
I mean, it's quite obvious that, I mean, you know, the police departments get like 10 to 20% or 10 to 20 times more than the school is. So they can have tanks.
But
how funded is this school? And all I can think is, okay, how close is it to a suburb?
Which is funny though, because with all this funding, with all that you know funding, as we've like talked about in different stories, there have been instances where that money didn't go into network infrastructure because they got hacked too.
Yeah,
like,
so
you spend all the money on guns.
Yeah, and it's the whole thing of like, you hacked the school and then asked them for $1 million. Okay, hey, do you watch American news? I feel that's the thing you should do before you start hacking motherfuckers over here. Like, especially our school system. Because, they ain't got $1 million to just, like, spend on school supplies. What the fuck you think they got $1 million to pay you for?
Have you seen Abbott? None of it. Have you seen any, like, new people are like, I remember very, very vaguely when my mom was a teacher, like, yeah, they had to buy everything. They had to buy their equipment to fill their classrooms with stuff. And there's an episode of Abbott where people have to, they have like what's called like the wish list. And they have to basically put their wish list out there to get all the supplies that they need, because city's not going to be able to get like this, the municipalities aren't going to be able to pay for it. And then they have to hope that some mom in Indiana or some like influencer in California believes in them enough to be able to cut them a check to be able to make sure that they have enough chalk for the classrooms.
Yeah.
The fuck? Like,
and what gets me is Walmart's working with local schools, or Target's working with local schools to put like the list that the teachers are requesting of the parents to buy. Don't y'all make millions, if not billions of dollars? Like, why can't y'all just furnish this shit?
Yeah, why can't y'all just supply it? Or at least supply it, either supply it freely or supply it at a deep discount that would also give you public PR on top of that.
But nah, like, no. It's a lot of people like passing the buck on to like the lowest part of the totem pole. And like, I know that is something that I will at least admit, yes, I am guilty of, because again, I will always say, y'all need to stop clicking on dumb shit. But it's like, one, I just want to say, like, for just from a personal standpoint of you installing personal ransomware on your computer, stop clicking random shit. Just don't do it, period. But when it comes to HIPAA data, or when it comes to school data, when it comes to your work site, don't click stupid shit. But I am not going to blame you for that, because your company should have had things in place that you don't have at home to keep that shit safe. And that's the bottom line on that. At home, if you get a ransomware attack, that's on your ass. But if you do that to your company, nah, that's on them.
True.
Like Mer says, look, stop clicking on stuff. Also, Google, stop letting stuff through.
That part.
Like
it's
it's
on
two-way
both
street.
sides.
Yeah, it's a two-way street here.
It's exactly what Merge said. It's like what you said, and exactly what Merge said. It's like A, you know, make it. It's like stop putting your hand on a hot stove, and B, make it.
Stop
like,
turning off the stove. Stop turning on the stove in the first place.
Stop turning on the stove in the first place, and then also make it harder for people to just accidentally turn on their stoves. That part, safety and security, like that's what, and also information.
Like for me, when I was discussing yesterday, hey, look, this giant fireball came into my pan when I was trying to make a grilled cheese. So one, maybe don't use as much butter as I do. Two, I don't know, maybe not let the flame get so hot to where it can do that.
Right.
There are two ways I can solve this problem.
Right. Mm-hmm. The way I'd be like, y'all ain't gonna get me today, because I just be deleting emails. I be deleting stuff. I'm like, unless you tell me what exactly you trying to tell me.
You better identify in the preview or it's gone.
Or it's gone. Because
the preview, okay?
The preview. There was literally like it's weird. I got a message from somebody on Discord where it was like, "Hey, is this you?" And it was my Steam, and it was on my Steam like profile link. I blocked them with the smoothest of smoothestness, because again, was that just a random person on the internet trying to find me? Or was that just maybe a developer who wanted to know if that account, you know, like, I will never know. But if it was the latter,
you better slide in on the public socials.
Because the way my email address is on all my socials, is on my Twitter page, and majority of my socials, you better pull up on my email. Gee.
Come correct.
Unless you don't want to get the smooth taste of this block, I think you might wanna. Like.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. That block that I will serve you pairs very well with red meat.
Right. So
it is best served during warm weather.
Right.
It will serve a party of 8. Like, don't do it.
Right. You know what was real cool? That's why I know that I'm around good folk because like I say, Sin had texted me on my birthday to say happy birthday, but then he also said it was Sin, so I knew it because I didn't recognize the number, and I knew it was Sin. So it was like I don't know what this is. It was like, happy birthday. This is Sin, by the way. That was the message, and I was like, bet. Because I had the block button covered just in case, but
it's real easy when you open up the phone and it's like, I have never texted this person before ever.
Right.
Let me do this.
Right. Let me go ahead and say, hey, this is Kev. I just want to say hi, see how you doing, Kev. Who I am. I would text people and I'd be like, you know, especially when I was doing my gig stuff, I'd be like, hi. My name is Kev. It's the cameraman wearing the purple dashiki. How y'all doing? Hope y'all are good. You know, like I'm breaking it down so people know who I am because they see me. Because I went up to y'all face and say, hey, can I ask you a few questions? Is it okay if I film all your wares? Cool, great. Because I'm big up on consent. People gonna recognize you after that. So you can't assume
way too many questions.
Yeah, I was like, he asked me way too many questions. He asked me if I could send it to film my purses. Yes, I want you to remember who I'm is.
He wanted to know if he could breathe in my presence. That was weird, but I said okay.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
He seemed like he good people, but that breathing thing was weird.
Yeah, but I want you to know who I am. You know,
So
because
if you
I
caught
want
COVID, if you catch COVID, you know who to blame. You got one person,
Not that, please.
the one who asked if he could breathe.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If you don't teach your people how to recognize the body of an email, like the subject line, who actually where it says it's from and where it actually is from. Because that's one thing I love though, is I will go to an email and I will hover over it and it will show you exactly where that email came from. Who sent it? They'll be like, "Oh, it came from Amazon." And then you see like 3.84586 348 @gmail.net, and it's like that don't sound like Amazon. Block. Just because it says Amazon don't mean it's from Amazon. Give them the smooth taste of the block. Matter of fact, let me go check right now. I might have some in mind that I might need to get rid of. Hold up.
So yeah, essentially, ransomware numbers may be going down, but at the same time they're getting more heinous. Heinous. I don't know.
You were right the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're getting more heinous, and it's just companies need to do better. Now, this one is a controversial topic because I swear it's like when I posted this to Mastodon, it smacked of Twitter beef a little bit, but I don't know. These people seem like they were just in infosec spaces. I would trust people who are taking umbrage with posts I am making on Mastodon with a little bit more seriousness than I would if they were on Twitter. So apparently there is an issue with autofill with password managers and how they tend to fill in credentials in more places than you think they do, especially Bitwarden. Yeah, I tried to look. St. Clinton, I've tried to respond to some of those emails, but then realized that, they're using like one-time only disposable email addresses, and I will never talk to them. It's sad.
Nope.
Like the people who claim they were from the CIA or the IRS, or that they were going to leak my very, very, very personal viewing records. Yet, I bet you none of y'all know. Y'all know what I'm into.
And don't want to know.
Not that I'd be ashamed, but honestly, I don't.
That ain't none of our business, Major.
It's not. But I'm saying, whatever algorithm is being fed into certain sites, America's fucked, dog. It's like y'all got some broken family trauma y'all need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
It is bad. I can okay. Back to password managers. So yeah, apparently Bitwarden has this issue where when you are autofilling or even manually filling in credentials from their app or from that Chrome extension, it is sending data not only to the login box that you're trying to send that's on the site, but also through third-party iframes, which may or may not be visible to you. Security firm Flashpoint.io detailed in their blog post saying, hey, okay, now this is, damn it. Why can't blogs or news sites just link to the article and stop making me have to, go through a link verification just so we can see, they can collect more data on me? Because just stop. Like, where did I just come from? Was it PCWorld? Oh yeah, good. I can go back because I have that article linked here. Yeah, PCWorld, stop. Stop this. Stop. This should not be a thing, PCWorld. redirecting at.com. Stop websites. Stop using this.
I'm using what?
It's like, let's see, redirecting at.com. I'm going to look this up. Wow, where that was not secure. Okay, Electronic Frontier Foundation has something about it. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, so it seems a lot of web pages uses it, but there's no information as to what the fuck it is. Okay, here's something from 2017 from Ars Open Forum. So yeah, people are. From a brief research session, it appears that like sites like Skimlink, Skim Resources, Skimworks, etc., are cookie-based tracking that is on a person's system, and then proceeds to activate on link clicks. All I know is like this shit needs to stop. Like if I want it to be tracked, I want to be tracked. Stop forcing me to have to, give additional shit. If you're gonna link to a thing, link to the fucking thing. This redirecting that shit is fucking annoying. So yeah, there's a GIF here that's showing kind of what's happening here on Bitwarden, where when you come in and you either autofill in, or if you were to do a manual autofill, it will sit there and fill it in for everywhere where it detects a username and a password field, even if the iframe is on a third-party site, which you can see here in the blue boxes, which is the third party. It will tell you what the username is and what the password is that was put in. And this is all just being run in JavaScript. So therefore, like, you could be filling in a password and it submits the information to wherever that third-party site is without you doing a damn thing. Most password managers do kind of have a method of getting around it, or like not tripping it up. But
maybe don't.
Huh?
It's just like, but maybe, but also maybe don't.
Yeah, it seems like Bitwarden is one of the ones that doesn't have it.
This is like, I can't, like, to save my life, I can't pick a thing, and it's just like, hey, do this. And it's kind of like, Bitwarden is good for this, and then I just got this.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, so what?
You just can't use autofill and stuff. It's just one of those things. I guess you just have to look up and type whatever the password is.
Well, it's that. A lot of people. So when I said it was like a little bit controversial when I had posted about it on Mastodon, a lot of people were saying like, well, I mean, what do you expect? Like, what did you expect was going to happen? Like, everybody does this. Well, the thing is with Bitwarden is the fact that it will do the iframe thing because certain websites allow you to do it, and it's up to the person who creates the website that kind of fight to mitigate against this, which is something that sure legitimate websites do, but if you go to a website that is not legitimate, that looks like the site, like let's say if you're going to a banking website, you typed it in wrong, or somebody got a hold of DNS and rerouted your traffic, this could be potentially fatal for your credentials, in so much as you can sit there and log onto you load up the website. Bitwarden fills in the information for you automatically, and then you realize, oh wait, this isn't the right site, but it's too late because Bitwarden has already submitted your information. It's already been saved on a third-party server somewhere. Bitwarden has no interest in fixing this problem because it's how they designed their stuff to work. Of course, a lot of people are saying like, oh, that PCWorld article is clickbait. I said, well, I don't know. I looked at the Flashpoint IO article and it seems like it's kind of nefarious, but who am I to argue with people who may or may not be in InfoSec? I still feel like this is important to still show people that you do need to be careful where you're going in. Maybe don't set it to automatically put in your credentials. And I know like Chrome, Safari, Edge, Firefox, if you use their password managers too, it automatically does it as well. So like, or they may not, if it's a third-party iframe, this may just be a Bitwarden thing. So maybe just turn off the automatic. And if you're going to do it manually from here on out, verifying that the site you're at is the site you want to be at.
Yeah.
This also goes back to saying, I don't know, use a different password for each account. So that way, if they do have the credentials for one website, they only have the credentials for one website.
Mm-hmm.
This, like one thing I can't seem to get back to that PCWorld article without having to go back into my notes to go get it. But the one thing that PCWorld was stressing was this isn't a reason to not use a password manager.
Mm-hmm.
This is just to say, use more vigilance when surfing the web, when logging into things, because you never know. Because this is like the equivalent of a card skimmer. This isn't to say don't pump gas or don't go to the ATM. This is just say, hey, be careful of what you're using to pay for gas. Make sure you watch your statements. Make sure you're a little bit more vigilant when you're going out and about and shopping, because something like this could be there. But yeah, it's again, like we have harped on LastPass a lot. So of course, when the Bitwarden thing came up, I was like, oh, this sucks. But it's still the thing of like, it has to be covered for fairness here, because I feel like this is a big issue. But again, Bitwarden is not interested in fixing it as of this moment. It is something that they have said, like in responses in public, that we're not interested in fixing this. This is working as designed. Move on.
What are your thoughts on that response in particular, Major?
I mean, just that. Just like, look, don't have it. I would say don't have it enabled, or if you're going to have it enabled, which again, I feel like I am, because I'm just a reckless fool, I would probably have it enabled, but it's that same thing too of I use different passwords. If you get access to that one account, well, fuck, you've got access to it. I'll just either change it. Like that account's fucked. I can say I've been hacked, because you can easily see where those logins came from, and they are not from where I came from, because I don't go out that much. I don't use VPNs that much because I don't go out. So you know that they're not from where my home is. If it's saying it's coming from Sichuan, China, or fucking Budapest, you know it's not me. So I can easily dispute what's going on here, say, hey, my account was hacked. Can you fix this? Also, I'm going to change my password. I can't sit here and say, you know, they fucked up. They acknowledge that that's how they want that software to work. The code is open source. I mean, it's not like it wasn't there for anybody to see. Like Mercer said, like there will always be a way to get compromised. You can only do your best at this point. Exactly.
Yep.
Like looking at autofill, like that was just convenience. It's convenience. It's either security or convenience at this point. And he's like, you got to choose. And yeah, I will say, look, I draw a line somewhere. So like, when I saw that, it's not like I changed my mind. Oh, I'm leaving Bitwarden. Like, no. Like I'm okay with Bitwarden. Like, it sucks, but one, that just means I need to be careful. And also, again, I need to follow the rules that I set. Whereas, like, unique passwords. I have a password manager, and I know if one account gets compromised, it's one account that gets compromised. What are your thoughts on it?
It's one of those. Yeah, I guess it's one of those. There can't be. It's tech, and like it evolves for both the better and for the worse. So it's kind of an unavoidable thing. Like it's one of those. If it's not, if it wouldn't have been now, it would have been like 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Especially when you're using like features that are placed there specifically for convenience that autofill in information, and it's kind of like, well, the kind of secure part was like not doing that, I guess. So here we are.
Yeah. I'm with Sin on that. Like,
Yeah.
That being said, I am not looking forward to having to look through this list of passwords and be like, let me go get all 16 of these digits and type them in per thing that I have. Oh my God, please.
yeah.
I mean, one
That
thing
part.
you could do is, one thing you could do instead of like autofill is like when you go to Bitwarden, you can say, hey, copy password. And it just sits in your clipboard and you can paste it into that specific box.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't autofill into an iframe that's from a third party.
Yeah, that's what KeyPass does the same thing, where it allows you to. It can also allow you to autofill, but then it also does like copy paste, and after about like 10 seconds, it wipes the clipboard.
Yeah.
It wipes the entry from the clipboard.
So like there are ways around, there are secure ways around it, but sometimes I like the fact that, I mean, one, I just would rather just log, like when I pull up a website, I'm already logged in.
Yeah.
That's what cookies are for. Which again, sometimes cookies are good. That's one of the that's one of the reasons, it's one of the things that's good about cookies is I go to a website and I'm already logged in. But if I'm not, it would be nice to where it's like, okay, I didn't have to go look for this password. It was already filled. The stuff is already filled in.
Yes.
If you copy your password to the clipboard, you were already owned. Well, damn. This is the worst timeline.
Yes.
So just coming off the presses today, Google says turn off voice over LTE Wi-Fi calling due to severe Exynos modem vulnerabilities on Pixel 6 and more. Excuse me. Google's Project Zero team discovered severe zero-day vulnerabilities with the Samsung Exynos modems used on the Pixel 6 and 7 Samsung phones, wearables, and other devices that warrant disabling voice over LTE and Wi-Fi calling until patched.
Oh no, not that.
Yes, young.
Oh.
Oh no. Luckily my phone is turned off. In my office. Known for finding 0 days, Project Zero reported 18 vulnerabilities in Exynos modems in late 2022 and early 2023. 4 of the vulnerabilities include CVE 2023-24033, involved internet to baseband remote code execution.
So I need you to say all of that again, but like in a speed that I can understand. There were just a whole bunch of letters and numbers, and I'm just like, are we talking about an ADL learning standard? What is happening here?
Known for finding 0 days, Project Zero reported 18 vulnerabilities in Exynos modems in late 2022 and early 2023. 4 of the vulnerabilities, including CVE 2023-24033,
Are those
involve
code numbers?
internet.
Model numbers? Are those
No,
model
that is a
numbers or something?
CVE. That is a CVE number.
Oh, okay.
That's if you are looking for a specific vulnerability, that it's its ID number.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Involve internet to baseband remote code execution. Tests conducted by Project Zero confirmed that those 4 vulnerabilities allow an attacker to remotely compromise a phone at the baseband level with no user interaction and require only that the attacker know the victim's phone number. With limited additional research and development, we believe that skilled attackers would be able to quickly create an operational exploit to compromise affected devices silently and remotely. Meanwhile, the other 14 vulnerabilities are considered not as severe as they require either a malicious mobile network operator or an attacker with local access to the device. Project Zero is making a policy exception to delay disclosure for the 4 vulnerabilities that allow for internet to baseband remote code execution. This is due to a very rare combination of level of access to these vulnerabilities provide and the speed with which we believe a reliable operational exploit could be crafted. According to Samsung Semiconductor, January 2023, these are the affected chipsets: the Exynos modem 5123, Exynos modem 5300, Exynos 980, Exynos 1080, Exynos Auto T5123. Google compiled a list of likely affected phones or affected products. Samsung Galaxy phones, including those in the S22, M33, M13, M12, A71, A53, A33, A21, A13, A12, and A04 series. Vivo phones, including those in the S16, S15, S6, X70, X16, X30 series. Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, Pixel 6a, Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. Any wearables that use the Exynos W920 chipset, any vehicles that use the Exynos Auto T51123 chipset. Besides the Pixel 6 and 7, this includes the S22 as well as the Galaxy Watch 4 and 5. On Pixel phones, the main CVE 2023-24033 vulnerability was fixed with the March 2023 security patch and rolled out on Monday, but should have come a week earlier. Hooray! I can update my Pixel 6a. For those who have not gotten a fix, this is for however, the Pixel 6, 6 Pro, 6a have yet to see that March update. Fuck. And are currently vulnerable. Project Zero's advice for those impacted follows. Until security updates are available, users who wish to protect themselves from the baseband remote code execution vulnerabilities to Samsung's Exynos chipsets can turn off Wi-Fi calling and voice over LTE in their device settings. Turning off these settings will remove the exploitation risk of these vulnerabilities. Ooh, this is not great. According to an older Sprint T-Mobile support article, Google Pixel devices received software updates in 2021 that automatically enabled voice over LTE and removed the toggle. Damn. You can disable Wi-Fi calling on Pixel phones in Settings app, Network and Internet, SIMs, and Wi-Fi calling. Yep, I'm glad both my Samsung Galaxy S22 Plus and my Pixel 6a are both dead in my office. Can't be used. Because, yeah, this is a big vulnerability. Biggin. T-Mobile is acquiring Mint Mobile, the Ryan Reynolds-backed prepaid wireless brand. T-Mobile's still hungry, y'all.
They still out here.
Just gobbling up everything. Thoughts on that? Just figured I'd share it. Any Mint Mobile fans out there? No? No?
Mm-mm. I don't got it.
All right. Last but not least, TikTok now lets you start afresh with your For You feed. Now, the ByteDance owned app is rolling out this refresh option to all users so you can get rid of video recommendations that no longer feel relevant. If you enable it, the For You feed will look as if you've only just signed up for an account, and TikTok's algorithm will start surfacing content based on your newer interactions on the app. To give your feed a reset, head over to TikTok settings and privacy menu, then scroll down until you find content preferences. There you'll find a new option that says refresh your For You feed. Take note that it's all what the new feed does or new feature does. It won't change any of your settings or unfollow accounts you've previously followed. Kev, are you going to hit the refresh button? Or are you good with your how the algorithm perceives you?
Like I say, I have pretty much honed and crafted my algorithm to give me plus size cosplaying black women.
Oh, you too?
Food videos and satisfying stuff.
Actually, I might need to. I mean, you might need to feed me some of that.
Because
I think some of that.
Yeah, I'll throw you some videos in a minute.
I'll reset, and then you just feed me that.
So majority of my content is literally like, also my mutuals and my besties TikToks on like games. So I find like some of the Apex stuff, some of the Valorant stuff. That's cool because it's my besties. I'm not really into them games, but then I ended up finding my way to like Stardew Talk. Oh boy, we are learning so many new little tricks and treats for when these Stardew streams pop back up. But yeah, I've been feeding my algorithm with things that I like, and have been like audibly, every time I see a dude with a podcast, I'm like, that's not our podcast. I'm like, what's finna happen? Oh, you alpha? Boom. Block. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Wait, are you talking about are you going to be talking about emotional healing, or are you talking about that black women are trash? Oh, you talking about emotional healing? I will let you pass. Favorite.
You can, welcome to the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act a fool though. I will boot you right up out of here.
Sure enough will, because we're not here for that. I'm here on this app for funny educational videos, big girl thirst traps, satisfying content.
When we say satisfying content, things like people organizing their refrigerator, rewinding spools of thread, like very well organized, like stationery.
Right. I'm talking about like people who are like unclogging drains and edging up like lawns and stuff. That's kind of what I'm into. And rug washing, rug cleaning. Oh,
rug cleaning is pretty good.
Just that was like that rug was two shapes of brown. How did I know it was gonna be blue? How did I know it was gonna be blue after this? Magic. I was just looking at a video of the mutual microwave who does Fortnite stuff, and so yeah, that's too as well awesome. But yeah, that's why I like to feed my algorithm with good things I'm into. Like, not the passport bros, but people making fun of the passport bros. That's what I'm looking for. I support that content.
I support the rhythm of your algos. I really do.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I restart mine, would it resurface the same ADHD content that I currently get? So just by being here, let's see if I get it again and how fast I'll get it this time.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, everyone? Good evening. Welcome to Tech Talk Thursdays.
We brought you up earlier in the podcast.
Yes.
On the terms of on the topic of having to call, being like, oh, shit's went down, now you gotta wake up gotta go out of town. Oh god.
But yes. Welcome to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays. Brought to you by Mage's House. I'm
Plug your shit.
I'm looking for it because
it's pinned.
But see, so when we're using this video, it hides the pin, so I didn't know where it was. I didn't know where the pin was. So I had scrolled up, but then of course when I move my mouse up high enough, the pin comes back. But thank you for everybody tuning in. Ruin for waking up into this episode of Tech Talk Thursdays, brought to you by Mage's House. Of course, Mage's House providing managed IT services for content creators and everyone else out there, from websites, chatbots, community, and streaming services. You can get it all by heading over to mageshouse.com. I do want to point out, I just launched Miss Key hosting services. Working on Matrix right now. We got a UI for it, but it does not seem like it's working properly. There's still maybe some configuration stuff I need to figure out. But it looks promising. But at least we've got Miss Key stuff. Mastodon stuff is probably not that far behind. Major Linux and mageshouse.com both are on the new major cloud infrastructure, serving things up. Miss Key is not a Masto clone. It is another way to connect into the ActivityPub protocol. So like I am Mage's House at toot.mageshouse.com, which is toot.mageshouse.com is my Mastodon instance. I also have misskey.mageshouse.com, which is my Misskey instance, which also plugs into ActivityPub. So I can follow both of those accounts. Those accounts can follow anybody else, and I can still see all the content. It's just a different way to see what's being put on the ActivityPub protocol. It's a little bit more lightweight. Actually, as a matter of fact, I can probably just show it off to you because it wasn't working yesterday. It wasn't working yesterday, but at least during the stream, it wasn't working. But I actually got it to work later on that evening. Give me a second. Where'd it go? There it goes. So yeah, this is what Miss Key looks like in its tweet deck type interface. Of course, they give you a nice little button here on the left side. We can switch between kind of Twitter and TweetDeck views. And actually, I kind of like Miss Key a little bit. I wish I knew how to plug more things in to get more stuff. Actually, I do, but yeah, this is about as much as I would ever really do with Miss Key. So it seems very sparse. But yeah, like it comes with widgets and stuff. The one thing I do like is the fact that this little clock up here in the top right. Oh, I made it go away. There you go. This little clock in the top right, it will give you the percentage of whatever the time frame it is. Like, so I'm 90.9% through today, 51.3% through the month, and 20.5% through the year. And it's like, it doesn't matter, but that thing is so fucking cool. I wish I had that anywhere else just to see the percentage of that section of time I am through. Yes, this is self-hosted on Mage's Cloud. Also, I love how twitch.tv is hot. Oh, look at that. When you hover over it, it'll give you like little preview of what that link does. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I just now know it. I just now noticed it did that. That's pretty fucking cool. Okay, I wasn't able to load that one for I Have Been Pwned. Paste bin. We'll get into this paste bin a little bit later. But yeah. So this is Miss Key. This is running on the Mage's Cloud instance. This is one of the things, just one of the things that Mage's House can bring to you if you would like to run your own ActivityPub instances without having to go through the management of it. And even then too, like, hey, if you want to learn how to do it, like I do it on Twitch in the mornings until either I find a job or I become really busy and can't stream in the mornings. And like those are very few and far in between when I actually do stream in the morning. But yeah, if you want to learn how to do this stuff yourself, like I'm still going to say that's free. That's always free. Knowledge is free. You should never gatekeep knowledge. That is one thing I will always stand by.
I'm going to stop you right there.
No.
I am advocating for all of our Caribbean brothers and sisters, and theys to gatekeep the hell out of oxtails. People need to leave that stuff alone.
That's oxtails. That's oxtails. I got nothing to do with it. I don't know nothing about oxtails. I can't say anything about oxtails. So that's
Oxtail.
not that I can't say too. I can't say yay or nay on that. That's not on me.
I feel like
Oxtail.
I feel that cultural things should be gatekept, but general knowledge in tech and how to make infrastructure stuff definitely shouldn't be.
Right.
Yes. What this is like what I do? No, should I be gatekeeped? Oxtails on the other hand, I don't know. But I ain't in it.
Oxtail.
I ain't in it.
Oxtail.
Kevin's about to come. Major, you better listen to Kevin. Kevin's going to come through that screen. That's his whole culture right there.
Again, I'm just saying, Major's house does not cover oxtail. This is it.
Oxtail.
We don't host oxtail unless that is a technology I don't know.
Okay.
We're developing that language tomorrow just so we have a reason to reference it on this show.
Ruin. Oxtail.
But yes, Miss Key is definitely one of the things that we've been working on. It seems like it's working just fine. Again, Matrix is one of the things I've been working on. I know one of the bigger things I want to do help for small enterprises is getting what is it? Nextcloud. Getting Nextcloud up and running. Actually something I would like to deploy for Tech Talk Thursday so we can have something that isn't Google. Also, because Merge and I have been having a argument about this, but the reemergence of OSP or Open Streaming Protocol is upon us. Oh, okay. You want Nextcloud? I'll get you Nextcloud. I'll let that be the next thing. I think I might rescind my Matrix stuff until I can feel comfortable fighting with that again. I'll work on Nextcloud. But OSP is definitely on that list. Open Streaming Protocol is next. And I want to see what that looks like running on Docker and see how bad we can abuse that system. Oh my God. Sid is going to come up with the Oxtail protocol. But yeah, so majorshouse.com. Those are some of the things that we're working on. But yeah, now we're about to move on to some gaming nugs. And before we get into that, there's something I want to pull up. Given our first gaming article. Which also means I need to get the audio just right. Not sure how much this has been shared. But yeah, given our next article, this needs to be shown. So for those who don't know, this is a clip from Friday before I went on vacation, where I joined Kev for a couple of matches of Fortnite. And Kev, you know.
Not this. You
know.
My God.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
What's about
You're
to
right.
happen.
You're right.
You know something? Yo,
You're right.
Kevin, do you?
Because now it
Kevin,
ain't gonna be a
wanna
quick
go get a
move.
drink or a beverage real quick while Major does this? Because you know this is
No,
about to replay this like 5 times.
No,
I'm good.
just one.
Right. So So for context,
Yeah. Do you want to introduce your clip? You want to introduce your clip?
Yeah. I'll introduce clip. So for context, we were at. I think we were like top 10. We were definitely top 10, and so we were like scoping around, checking corners. We find this open container, right? Truck container. So we were like, oh, there's gear in here. And so we were like top 8. Then all of a sudden we hit top 8 and we were like, yo, Major was like, yo, we should just stay here. Like, we should just stay here. Like this, let's just stay here and like be the cover. And, you know, and I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't feel, I was feeling kind of weird because, you know, a good rocket, if somebody has a rocket launcher, all they got to do is hit us one good time with it, and we like sitting ducks. We're like shooting fish in the barrel. So I was a little claustrophobic, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay where I'm at because I need to know, because we are duos, and we're at like round about top 8s. So I don't know if there's 2 squads of 4. I mean, like 2 other squads, like a trio or duo. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to hold tight. So I'm like, we sitting in there. We got the shotties. We're back to back. We're Marcus. We're Marcus and Mike right now. We're like shoulder to shoulder. We ride together. We die together. You know, Fortnite Duke bros for life. Like, so we sitting up there like shoulder to shoulder as we are, right? I'm watching one corner, Major's watching the other, and then all of a sudden, the clip happens. Continue.
Yeah, let me get the shotty now, because now it ain't even gonna be a quick move.
Get the side.
They're to the right. Yeah, they're coming down south.
Yep. There they go. There they go. Hey. Watch corners. Watch corners.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the other one. I ain't going
right behind you. Behind you.
Shot
him down him.
Shit.
Let's go! Let's go!
Thank
Okay, you were right. You were right. Yes!
So,
yo! I gotta clip that whole thing. Let's go!
Wild part was, I just realized and noticed
Man's
had shot Mage.
You know what?
Had shot Major.
Major
was down, but not out.
You're right. You were right on that one. You were right on that one.
I'm not moving.
You were right on that one. We come.
And then all of a sudden, I peeked out with the Havoc pump, hit him one more time, sent him ass in the chest. That's how we got the win.
Now,
all because Major was right.
Okay, yeah, but hold on, because you were talking through that part. What did you say, Kev, in the clip? What did you say, Kev?
You were right. You were right on that one. We come, yo.
You see the thing where I told you that there's
you were right on that one. You were right on that one. You were right on that one. We come, yo.
That got almost like 2K views on YouTube as a short, and I labeled it Major was right. So
yeah, look right here. You were right.
Right. So like I say, for context, we were basically in what I felt like was a bad situation, but we were good.
Now, I'm going to share my side because he did not convey, and that clip doesn't really convey the why I care so much about that. So we got into that container. We were there were 3 teams left. It was us, and there were those 2 that we killed, or that he killed, because I died. I got shot.
Right.
That he killed, and then there was another team that those 2 had killed.
Right.
I said, look, we can, because initially I asked her, should we go over there and engage? She was like, nah, let's let them fight that. I said, all right, cool. So then they fought. We saw that the 2 other guys had died, and we were like, so it was like, all right, cool. Well, he said we should stay here. So I was like, all right, let's just stay here. Kev was like, but the circle's going to close.
The circle, yeah.
And I'm like, does he see something I don't? Because they haven't closed the circle yet. They haven't chose where the circle is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And like 2 seconds after he was complaining about the circle changed and we were still in it.
We were still in the circle twice.
And I told him, I said, see, I don't know what the fuck you saw, but I trusted that we needed to stay right here.
It was my fear of like, if the circle closes and we're not,
We'd have to run.
We would have to run.
I wasn't willing to make that decision until I saw where the circle was.
So I was very much of there's a good chance if we gotta go, then we gotta go. So we better so it's either we go now and we don't get caught up in the circle, or we go later as it's converging, and then we can kind of get a better vantage point and scope it. But I was basically saying, like, there's a good chance we might have to go. And then it just was like,
no.
And you said no. And then the first time it shrunk. We were still in the circle. Then it shrunk. Then it was like, okay, we're good now. But there's a good chance we might need to go. And Major was like, nah. No. And then the Major shrunk, and we were right in the circle, like with like maybe like a piece of it was like out of the circle, but we were well into the circle where we were. So just as you say, they had to come looking for us.
Which again, I had to tell Kev because he was like, we should go get them. And I said, no, they don't know where we are.
Mm-hmm.
They have to come to us to be safe.
Yeah. Shame on you, Ruin, for not having faith in us that was going to end right. Ashamed, but yes.
It was the best match it was the best Fortnite game I had ever played.
That was so good. That was like what was the second game?
That was the second. I only had time to play 2 because I didn't realize I knew you were gonna start at 11, but I was busy doing something.
Right.
So I came up around noon. So all right, I hit you and said, look, I got an hour to play. Because I had to make a call to my son's school. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, at 1. So it was like that match ended right at the perfect time for me to shut things down and go downstairs to make the phone call.
Yeah. So it was so cool. Like that happened, we won, and then it was like Namu, I think Super Namu. I think Namu.
Yeah.
Right? So like Super Namu had reached out and was like, "Hey, you guys go." I was like, "Hey, can I roll with y'all?" And she was like, "Bet." And so we rolled, and then I won with Major duos. That was the first duos. That was our first ever win as duos. And then I ran with their team, and we won on squads. And the funny part that we won on squads was I ended up getting the kill shot again because this is the season with the swords. So they were out there slashing each other with the swords. So they was like a big sword fight. Namu was like, anime fight, it's an anime fight. So they were like slashing each other. All of a sudden, and then I just said, I ain't got time for this. I'm gonna shoot the winner. So I had my DMR out, and I just fired up some shots. And what had happened, and then we found out later what had happened. The guy that was on our squad, he was doing a little, like slices. He got knocked. He got downed. And then the man was going to hit him with the death blow, but here come my DMR shots, and it was like, and he's down. And so I got 2 wins that day.
I got 2 wins that way. All right, so
2 wins that day.
of the two wins that we've gotten together, which is the one with that clip, and the one from Holoplays where my audio broke.
Yes.
And I couldn't hear anything. I
hit him with that truck.
Literally everyone
I got the last
else.
kills again.
Literally everyone else could hear it but me.
It was like,
which match do you think was the best one?
The you were right. That second one, because it was like because we were in squads then. We was in squads then. And we were like, that was funny in as far as a content thing.
Shout out to Verge and Dipped on.
Right, because it was like that was funny in the content way. Because I wish we'd had like multiple cam setups where that happened, where you can see your cam like a la Stumped, where I can see your cam and then you can see their cam and you can see my cam and see Dip's cam and Verge's cam. Because the way it was like we were cracking up laughing because it was like we hear shoot. We would go into that bowling alley, and we had a little bit of a firefight. And then we were like, I think there's some people in this bowling alley. And then you would be like, yeah, I think there's somebody in this bowling alley. And then all of a sudden, it's like shots would be going off, and I'm like, oh my god, oh dang, I think they're shooting at Major. And then all of a sudden, Major would be like, they're shooting at me. And it's like, does this delay come happen? And they're like, they're shooting at me. And it's like, we're crying. And I'm like,
It's
and we
the
were
delayed commentary.
crying.
Let's kill it.
That was the best. That was one of the best moments of we're driving, and then all of a sudden there'd be some times where like we're driving in the car, and I'm like, man, I hope Major gets in the car, and I'm like, well, I don't have a car. I might as well get in the car with them and just get in the car with us. And I think that was so that there were like great moments of that. And I remember it was like I was in the Mack truck, and I'm like, you know what? I'm in this Mack truck, and I don't know who got downed. I don't know if it was Merge got down or Dip got down, but I think it was Dip. Dip got down. I think you were. I don't know exactly where you were.
Who knows?
I think you were in the.
Who
You were
knows?
in the midst of it. I seen that person, and my biggest thing was like, all right, I'm going to put the semi in front of like Dip and Merge, but then somehow the person walked in for the kill. So I was like, okay, they're not gonna like, shoot. They're gonna probably shoot from a distance. I'm gonna push the car. I'm gonna push the truck in front of them. Use that as blocking fire. Use that as kind of like a shield, and then like give whoever a chance to heal whoever. But the person walked into me, so I hit them with the truck. They go flying way off they fly off in the distance, fall in the storm, get like fall damage and the storm damage. Done. Victory Royale. By me hitting him with my truck. And I'm like, woo! Let's go. But yeah, that in the container was good, because that was like we were literally the smoothest that we could be. We were cold calculating. Yeah, we were like Jet and like Spike.
Neodamus strikes again. In
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Yeah, in Fortnite. So that was good.
We haven't
That was
heard from
good games.
Negrodamus in a minute. How's he doing?
He's doing fantastic.
Dude's great. Doing great.
He's winning Fortnite matches now.
He called it. He called it. Like Major really called. And you know me, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna let you know I'm wrong. I'm gonna and if you right, I'm gonna let you know you right, because I'm gonna give you your flaws. But if I don't think you right, I ain't gonna go.
And what makes it more important is like it's not like I'm some Fortnite savant. So I was just as surprised that shit worked.
Because it was like, oh yes,
Hooray.
and I'm like,
what I say?
yeah.
Is it
And I
at
was
that
like,
point when after the shock of me being right wore off, it was like,
Right.
wait, why am I shocked? Of course I was right.
It was once we went from 6 to 4. That's when I was like, we're good where we are. Like when we were like 10 to 8, I was like, I don't know, I don't want to be caught unawares, or we'll just attack during the fracas. But then it was like once I seen we were like, we went from 6 to, once we seen we were 6 to 4, which that meant they killed the other 2. So it was 2 teams of duos left. And I was like, okay, I think this is gonna happen. It might be a slim chance. If he has a heavy,
but I still had to hold your shoulder and say, hold right here. They shall come to us.
It was literally Braveheart. It was like, hold.
I was your Warhammer commando then.
Yeah, it was like, we were literally like, and it was like I could feel my blood pounding through my ears. I was like, scoped on that door. As soon as I couldn't even tell you he was coming. All I could just like, hey, because I couldn't even tell. I couldn't even say behind, and it was more like, hey.
Anyway,
All I could do was yell and shoot. That's yell and shoot. That's all
speaking of Fortnite,
Yeah.
Yes, that was our long-winded segue to the gaming section.
Yeah.
Because
That was
I
good,
really
though.
wanted people to know. That was supposed to
Yeah.
be
It
the
was a
intro
big-
to this show, but I forgot. It was only when I saw this Fortnite article, I was like, oh, wait, I have that thing I want to show people.
I mean, that was perfect. Real talk, that was perfect timing. That
was a perfect segue.
like, oh, Fortnite story. Here's this cool thing we did in Fortnite together.
That was the perfect segue. But yeah, speaking of Fortnite, Fortnite now requires Windows 10 or higher on PC. That's right. Epic is said, look, if you want to be that Fortnite champion, you got to let go of Windows 7 and Windows 8. And if you haven't let go of Windows 8, what the fuck are you doing? What is wrong with you? Windows 7, we understand, but Windows 8, 8.1, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, once they said Ryzen is like Windows 10 only, I was like, damn. All right, fine. Because
Fortnite, know what keeps me from Windows 7?
no keeps me
Let's see, if you're still on Windows 7 or Windows 8 and want to get some drops in during the mega season, Epic recommends using NVIDIA's GeForce Now cloud gaming service. Fortnite is also available on a host of other devices, including PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and Android. Although you can play it on GeForce Now or Xbox Cloud Gaming in the browser on iOS.
Not them saying like, hey, you want to keep Windows 7? Play it on PS5.
Play it on the cloud, motherfucker.
Hey, the cloud. The cloud. my man did the Don Matrick.
Yeah, so
Tim Sweeney said the Don Matrick.
Yeah.
God, he definitely did this. Timmy Tim said the Don Matrick, and I'm triggered. Play it on something else.
There's the cloud for you.
It's cloud for you. It's another platform. It's called the cloud.
Yeah. And speaking of Epic and Fortnite, it just keeps rolling. The FTC finalizes Epic Games' $245 million penalty over tricking users. Here's how you can get your refund. Yeah, I did not qualify for the refund.
Yeah, I didn't qualify for it either. But man, I'd take a check. I'll take a check from Tim. Tim, you giving out checks? Let me get a check, Tim.
Not you asking. Hey, Tim Apple.
Also, it is weird to see.
Oh, wrong Tim.
Wrong
Tim.
Yeah,
That's
wrong.
Sweeney.
Yeah, it's Tim Sweeney, not Tim Apple.
No, Tim Apple, no.
Tim Sweeney Apple.
No.
Yeah, no.
That is a curse.
Tim, the two Tims are beefing right now. The two Tims are beefing.
The way Kev is cackling and the way his gait just like it kept him from being great.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, what happened to the audience?
No, I would just be like, I walk when I laugh away from the mic, it doesn't capture, but because that was just cracking me up. So it was like,
thank you,
Tim.
Ruined. That was what I wanted to say. Seeing Fortnite on the FTC's website is just
is
weird to see.
That was very weird. I'm like, damn. I mean, yeah, but then like, yeah,
and gamers.
Wow. It's like
official
when
now, and it's like
it's like when your high school teacher talks about like StarCraft. It's like it don't feel right. I mean, I know you're a different I know you're a different person outside these walls with hopes and dreams and other goals and hobbies. But I don't want to hear you talking about. I don't want to hear you talking about RuneScape. No, not dude.
This is just weird.
I want you to talk about science stuff. What do you mean, law?
Talk about derivatives, not
No.
V-Bucks.
Talk about the Pythagorean theorem. Don't talk about that.
Don't talk about tilted towers.
Tilted. Me got tilted now. It's Mega City now.
So you ain't play the mega season.
You ain't played the Mega Season. What you out here doing? Playing Invasion? That was a whole chapter ago.
So this is for people falsely charged or their kids who fucking bought up stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I guess Ruin is waiting for us to cover it, but he's decided to just cover it in chat for us.
Yeah.
Because he is way ahead of me. Too busy telling jokes. Yeah, so this so for who is eligible for a refund, the FTC plans to make refunds available to parents whose children made an unauthorized credit card purchase in the Epic Games Store between January 2017 and November 2018. Which definitely, like, that alone was like, yep, that doesn't put me in it because my son was a baby during those years. Nor was I even participating in Fortnite like that in those years. Fortnite players who were charged in-game currency V-Bucks for unwanted in-game items such as cosmetic llamas on the FTC website.
That would save the world. I remember that.
But still, the mention of llamas on the FTC website.
Yeah.
Or battle passes between January 2017 and September 2022. And Fortnite players whose accounts were locked between January 27th and September 2022 after disputing unauthorized charges with their credit card companies.
Yeah.
And yes, you, Young, you are not wrong. Yeah, we need to make sure that video game industry can regulate themselves, because once gaming terms are entered into public record through government regulation, and you have to see battle passes and other terms in video games on federal websites.
I mean, what is one of our triple T sayings? Like, it's all fun and games till you get pulled in front of Congress.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Now we got Tim. We got Tim out there sweating while some like, you know, fuckwit from the great state of Louisiana gonna tell him, like, how is it that my children can get hooked into these V-Bucks, and what's the deal with all these emotes and the Tootsie Roll and
why do you sound like what is his name? Bill Cosby on an episode of fucking Seinfeld. What is the deal with all these?
That's kind of the rub of a lot of these old senators, man. It's like they're like, all we had was like lawn darts, and now it's like they're being thrust in a time. It's almost as if they're working longer than they should and making decisions for things they have no information on.
Ruin, you would be surprised though. Like, there probably are some protections to keep that from happening. Like, there are parental settings you can set, but I know, like, let's say if I left Steam running on my PC, let's say if my son actually played PC games and Steam was running on my PC, there is nothing stopping him from opening this up and just adding Red Dead Redemption to a cart and then buying it. Yeah, like there is a possibility that PayPal will kick in and say, hey, you need to relog into PayPal to authorize these new charges, because it's about that time of the month for PayPal to do that. But let's say if I bought something yesterday, which means PayPal should have all right, look, we've got the authorization already. It should be good for a month, like 2 weeks to a month. I can't remember how long, because I very rarely buy games on Steam. So every time I buy a game on Steam, I have to relog into PayPal. But like if I bought something yesterday and my son went back and bought something today, it will not, my Steam account won't ask him for any passwords. Unless, like I said, I'm not even sure if Steam has parental stuff in here. I would be surprised if they didn't.
Be surprised if they didn't.
Okay, well, at least I can set up a family stuff, and I could probably share my games out. So I guess in this case, I will probably just create a
account for my son, share my games with my son, and then he just does not have the ability to buy things, and then I can go and buy things for him. But yeah, some people just don't have that forethought to, you know, close that loophole out. The most I've had to do with child accounts is with iCloud. And like, so that way my son can have his own thing. I don't need to know what he does. I mean, granted, he's 6, he's not doing shit, and all he's interested in is watching YouTube Kids. That is about the only thing I will watch. I will kind of monitor, and I still haven't figured out how to do that as a parent without him knowing. And I guess that's a good thing, is I can't just spy on him. I have to see it for myself with him there. And even then, that's fine. But yeah, like I don't necessarily go over my shoulder and see everything my child is doing. I trust him. But I do lock him down to where it's like he can't be out here just doing wild shit all the time without dad knowing. It's pretty easy to accidentally buy stuff on those cosmetic shops. I know Fall Guys, also owned by Epic Games, had to patch up their store real quick, because if you want to preview stuff, you had to be at the page where one quick accidental accept button was all it took to buy things there. Yeah. Like, I even think on Amazon, you can like one click buy shit. So yeah, if you meet these eligibility requirements, you can get a refund from Epic Games. Xbox doing the absolute most somehow with ABK games, even though they don't have ABK games. Like, it doesn't explain how this happened, but sure. Xbox signs 10-year deal to bring PC games to Boosteroid cloud gaming. The announcement was made with a Microsoft News post where it was confirmed that Xbox PC games are being brought to Boosteroid will include Activision Blizzard games like Call of Duty. Boosteroid has its software development team based in Ukraine and is now the largest independent cloud gaming provider in the world after recently surpassing 4 million users. This partnership will bring the Call of Duty franchise more than 150 million additional players. I don't know how this works though. Like, how do they give them ABK games? Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, so it's not there yet. Okay, so that article is just weird, because here is the operative sentence here. The agreement will also enable Activision Blizzard PC titles to be streamed by Boosteroid customers after Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard closes. So there is a possibility Boosteroid will not get this if these companies, I mean, if these government if these government agencies all over the world are like, yeah, pump your brakes, pump them, pump it up. Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to work, but yeah, not yet. That's a weird thing to say. In good news, and there's more Steam Deck news coming, more Valve news coming to deals, because it was a joint article with that one. The Steam Deck's lovely local downloads feature is out now for everyone. And apparently I was not using it properly, because now that I have that update on both Steam, my Steam desktop client and the Steam Deck client, it actually tells me on PC and on my Steam Deck when this feature is being used. and it's never did that before yesterday. So yeah, if you missed the local transfer beta release last month, know that the name is quite literal. It lets you transfer Steam game installs between your PC and your Steam Deck over a local network rather than having to re-download them onto every device you own. It also works when transferring between a Steam Deck and another Steam Deck or between two PCs. So again, like I would even imagine, like, all right, let's say if, like, let's go back to that example I was giving about setting up a Steam account for my son so that he can play the games that I own. This will be a thing too, where it's like, hey, Daddy, I want to play this game that you have. He can easily download it. He doesn't have to download it from the Charlotte data center. He can just download it from my PC to his. Or if he's older and he has a Steam Deck or he has mine or whatever, he can easily just download them from my PC. And if we're hooked on wireless, that's a gigabit download from system to system on a local network, like barely having to travel over the internet, or it's not traveling over the internet at all. And even with Wi-Fi 6, like with our Wi-Fi 6 capable house, like it's not a very long transfer either. Even though I don't think the Steam Deck has Wi-Fi 6 built in. I want to say that's still on 5. Nearly twice my maximum download speed then, and Valve reckon you can hit 100 megabytes per second with higher end connections and hardware. So it's not looking bad. Oh wow, we are definitely here. But before we get into streaming news, I do once again want to remind you all that today's episode of of Tech Talk Thursdays is brought to you by Major's House. Designed for creators. Jeez, I need to remember what that is. Designed for creators, works for everyone. Again, like I mentioned earlier in the show, we are working on Miss Key, but as the people want, we're going to try to bring on some Nextcloud stuff. We're going to bring on some OSP. We're bringing some dope stuff. So definitely, please come over, get in on the ground floor. There are many customers who are taking advantage of this so far. I imagine Tech Talk Thursday, well, because this is actually a service of Major's House, Tech Talk Thursdays might get a site real soon. Also its own Mastodon account. So yeah, look forward to all that stuff coming up. But definitely, please let me know, hit me up if there is something that you would like to see done. Even if it's something that we're not offering yet, please let me know so we see if we can get that done for you. Again, it's amazing. I want to see this succeed, and it can only succeed through folks like you all who are definitely here to help support the dream. Thank you so much. And again, like I said, thank you for watching Tech Talk Thursdays, brought to you by Major's House. Now on to streaming news, where Twitch CEO Emmett Shear is resigning.
Boo this man.
Yeah, all I could muster to say when I posted this today was bye. Dan Clancy, who has been with Twitch since 2019, will take over. Shear has been with Twitch since before it was Twitch. He was a co-founder of Justin.tv, the platform where Justin can stream his live 24/7. That became Twitch in 2011 to focus on popular gaming live streams, and just 3 years later, the platform was acquired by Amazon for nearly $1 billion.
A billy.
Let's see here. Shear will be replaced by Dan Clancy, who's been at Twitch for more than 3 years and was serving as the company's president. Clancy was originally hired in 2019 as the company's executive VP of Creator and Community Experience, according to Variety. Shear will continue at the company in an advisory role. In recent months, Twitch has rolled out new moderation and safety features to try and improve the health of the platform and grapple with complaints from creators about changes to its revenue split. Clancy's name was actually the one attached to a September letter to creators about those revenue split adjustments. And over the past few years, Twitch has also faced increased competition from YouTube's live streaming platform, especially as the company poached some of Twitch's most popular streamers. See, when I first started using the site, it was known as Justin TV. I remember watching Justin live stream his life when I was in college. I was surprised that when I stopped following Justin TV, only to come back to Twitch to discover that Twitch was Justin TV. I was like, wow, that is a full circle move here.
Yeah, I had heard about like Justin TV, but I hadn't like fully tapped in. And then it was like, hey, we're Twitch now, and I'm like, oh, well, okay, sure. Still was doing YouTube stuff. Still doing YouTube stuff at that time, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'll make a Twitch account. I mean, you never know. And that's where I am today.
I want to know where PI was going to. It's not. Or was that supposed to be PO and you missed? So, okay, Young brings up an interesting question. Streaming competition from YouTube, where? Kev, Sin, do you think that... Wait, what is that? What is that symbol? I can't make out that symbol. Oh, pirate flag. Oh.
Wellerman.
Gotcha.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum.
Young wants to know where is this YouTube streaming competition? Kev, Sin, do you think that YouTube is do you think that YouTube is a actual competitor to Twitch in streaming? Not everybody.
I would say it is not everybody at once. I don't know if y'all are used to thinking about like dealing with people who have to think about answers to questions, but here
again, I can't see you, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I generally let Sin go first.
I did not know that, and I couldn't see Sin move, so I didn't know what was happening.
Child, I'm gonna mind my business. What I'm going to say is, it is probably as like close to competition as that's going to get, because most people hold them at about the same regard. There's already a pre-existing relationship between those two platforms as it exists of being like, well, hey, if you didn't catch me live on Twitch, that's fine. You can go ahead and catch this on YouTube. And or, like the whole mass exodus of pretty large creators on the Twitch platform going to YouTube and establishing for everybody as a brand, if there's any place that is going to be or serve the vibes that Twitch does, YouTube is going to be it. So whether or not we feel that from like a statistic standpoint or a monetary standpoint, as far as the culture goes, when people were just like, Twitch is not my vibe anymore, the second place they immediately go is YouTube. It is the closest to competition as far from that perspective that they have.
Right. Plus, YouTube also is like, you're more likely to have a YouTube account than you would have a Twitch account. Like if you're a regular schmegular person, and it is pretty easy for you to just kind of like tumble into either a stream or a short or a regular video on YouTube. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to look up information about, I don't know, Dinkum, and then you'll look up and you're like, oh, somebody's actually streaming the game live, so I'll go watch them play it live, or I'll watch like a pre-recorded video, or I'll watch a short, and it's more likely to to make out well on YouTube as opposed to Twitch, because Twitch is almost its own thing. You have to actively be on the platform, or be on the platform looking for somebody who's tonight. Oh, I feel like supporting somebody who's on tonight, and you look, you can look them up. But I think we've all have had like YouTube up. I think we've all had like a tab of YouTube watching something. Somebody comes up in our subscription feed. Oh, somebody's live on my subscription feed. Oh, let me watch that stream, or let me watch that VOD, or let me watch that. Especially when your VOD is like on your subscription feed, it's easier for you to watch the VODs too. Because it's like, oh, it's just my homie, and my homie was streaming for 3 hours. I can just see that while I was looking at like rug cleaning videos. I'll just watch that VOD, So
Yeah, I wouldn't say on a live streaming front, I would not say that the competition is there. It's the fact that like when you look at the whole package of Twitch and then the whole package of YouTube,
yeah,
YouTube is still, I would say like YouTube is a better option.
Yeah.
Even from a tech standpoint, like I can sit there stream higher quality videos to YouTube. Why do I not stream on YouTube? Well, because of the fact that most of the people that consume the content that I produce is on Twitch.
Yeah.
It ain't a lot, but again, it's still more than probably is on YouTube. And again, it's not this to say, man, this sucks. I wish more people watch on YouTube. Like again, it's not that, but it's just like objectively looking at numbers, there are more people watching on Twitch than they are YouTube. But knowing that, hey, YouTube is like that repository of videos of streams because Twitch has to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But also this screams of, it's almost like those conversations I remember having with folks back in the day when I was in the console wars of, well, the PS3 is like the stronger system, but everybody had a 360 because everything was out on the 360. It was easier to develop for the 360.
Yeah,
it may not have been the powerhouse, but everything was there.
Yeah, I still get like weird views from people who watch like old live streams of mine from like 2017 when I was dabbling in like live streaming, when I hadn't like found my home yet. And I would just find people like, oh, like here's like a stream you did. Like they're still watching that. And I'm like, to be able to have access to VODs that I had years and years ago is actually really cool. Instead of it me being like, yo, let me download this from Twitch or export it from Twitch to YouTube, and then I can kind of like, edit it down through YouTube. It's already there. I'm streaming on YouTube. It's already there. So I can just watch it from there. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. So there is I create a new podcast or setting stream playlists as podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get into that in a bit. Well, we won't hear, but I will probably later this evening.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow, because, let's face it, this show will be up. I'll be up late. But I came in here because I wanted to see how many... So it's telling me I have like 50 rows, or I have 150 of 130 pages, or of about what? Yeah, I want to know how many videos I have on YouTube, and I wish there was an easier way to see this. Do y'all know how to see lifetime? Let's see. Content. Yeah, I don't know how to see how many videos I have uploaded to YouTube. I could have sworn there was a way.
Should be.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
But at least I can go here and say this. I haven't posted videos on YouTube since 2008. Oh my God, I've been here for fucking 15 years. I've been publishing content on fucking YouTube for 15 fucking years.
Yeah, I think
not most of it for Major Linux, but a lot of personal stuff until I started making personal content. I mean, until I started making Major Linux content.
I think this particular one, the one I do my content on, I think it's 8 years old. I've been doing YouTube off and on for like 8 years. And I just hit 400 subscribers. So that's cool.
So yeah, like the fact that like there is that back catalog on YouTube that are like, I mean, like I wish I can go to Major Linux and show you the numbers, but I know like I have over 1,000 posts on majorlinux.com.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are YouTube videos. Most of them are blogs or stuff that I posted on the site. But yeah, like to know like there is a huge wealth of previous content that goes back to 2008 on YouTube, 2012 on majorlinux.com that isn't available on Twitch, where it's like you'd have to be there unless you're actively going in and highlighting all of that content.
Yeah,
which you could do. Nobody's stopping you from doing that, but it's a lot of people would rather take that content, put it over on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say that, you know, and again, like to go back to that analogy of the PS3 versus the 360, it's a thing of YouTube is that bigger package, but everybody is going to use Twitch for live streaming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would rather just be in all the places, because again, I am a person who's like, yeah, I want it to be open like a book. I want anybody to be on whatever platform they want to be on and be able to consume the content. I don't want to sit there and drive people to a place that they don't want to be. I want to meet the people where they are. But speaking of competition, there is a new streaming rival in the game, and its name is Kick. Let's see here. Kick advertises a 95-5 revenue split compared with Twitch's default 50-50. Although Ross, who is Aiden Ross, a irreverent 22-year-old known for his NBA 2K and Grand Theft Auto 5 streams, claims to have received an enormous sum for his Kick contract. Money wasn't his only motivator. He says he wants to, quote, say whatever the F I want, end quote. On Kick, Ross live streamed the Super Bowl, scrolled through Pornhub, and even brought a Nazi on to discuss their views. Twitch has...
Them terms of service are terms of service for a reason.
Twitch has more robust moderation to enforce this community guidelines for prohibiting hate speech, harassment, sexual content, and copyright infringement. Also, Ross could no longer live stream himself gambling with cryptocurrency and activity Twitch outlawed late 2022. Twitch banned Ross's account earlier this week. In a message to Bloomberg, Twitch cited its policies against unmoderated, hateful conduct in chat, such as racist and anti-Semitic messages.
And I'm gonna pull up their why.
It's always so. It was this platform, not like a handful of other ones during the one of the many reckonings that Twitch had where people were just like, "Fuck this platform." I think it was like D Live was one of these platforms, but there was one in particular whose name I can't remember.
Hitbox.
That had,
Hitbox was definitely one that I remembered.
Hitbox was before the pandemic, but
yeah, it was before the pandemic.
I think you're talking about the one where it was active conservative joint.
Yeah, it was one of those things you pulled up over there and people were just like, on Republican time. Like, right?
Yeah, I
It's
can't
just
remember the
like-
name of it either, but yeah.
I think it started with like a T or something like this. If I ever remember the name, if I remember the name of it, I'll tell you next episode or whatever. But,
Telegram?
like, no,
Okay.
no. It was one of these things of being like, why is it that whenever people go to these platforms, I keep seeing these alternate things, and it always gives me the I don't know about that. It always ends up being
so
a
it's
place
not
of
me.
being like,
So it's not just me.
no,
Because when,
I was
because
just
when
like,
it was
I don't
brought to
know
my
about-
attention the other day,
I was just like, I don't know about that.
okay, as long as it's not me.
The intuition,
See, again.
the intuitions were intuiting, and I'm just like, I don't know about this. And then like in the like couple of places that I do, because only a handful of people said anything about it, they were just like, I heard about this kick thing, but I don't know about this. And then I go read about it, and everything is people are just over here and they're wildly out of pocket because they can be. Like, I went to the landing page because one of my mutuals mentioned it. And I'm just like, looked on the front page and I'm like, oh no. Like, we're already with people talking about like
we show it?
streaming that, huh?
Should we show it?
I mean, if you want to put yourself in danger of terms of service, perhaps.
Nobody just casually pulls up on the Wild Wild West.
No, we don't do that. Just like,
Okay, so then yeah, people just go on your own time. Go on your own time.
Yeah.
no, it's just like one of those things of being like,
Go on your own risk, at your own risk.
but why? And it's always, there's something that always, that smacks of, we know what this is about and we don't like it, whenever it comes to people being like, I just want to be able to get on a platform and say whatever it is I want to say. But the things that they tell you not to say on these platforms are like racial slurs.
It's there for a reason.
Like they tell you not to say like racial slurs. They tell you to check your friends and tell them don't come in our house saying racial slurs. They might tell you, hey, the thing, like if someone was over here reporting you for being homophobic, we might have to check you. Might not even following through most of the time. Just the threat of it being there is enough for y'all to just be like, I'm gonna peace out with all of my platform so I can just be over here and be a bad copy of Dave Chappelle. I really just need y'all to not do this.
Like literally just being like, hey, you're going to have to chill on that. What?
Like, this is really just like, I'm gonna move to Alabama because I know I can say the N-word and people will support me. I hate it here.
So there's more to this.
Oh,
Just in this
God.
article. And then there's what I found. We'll get to that in a second. Cake's ownership structure isn't clear. The platform is being publicly promoted by Tyler Nicknam. And I'm gonna hide it. People may have seen it. Who do you think Tyler Nicknam is? Trainwreck. For those who do not know who Trainwreck is, it's this dude. Sure, y'all remember who Trainwreck is? I think at one point he went off on some He-Man woman-hating rant on Twitch at one point.
Oh, I don't really subscribe too hard to the fuckheads, so.
Oh, I mean, no, you wouldn't.
It was Trovo, by the way.
No, Trovo wasn't that. That wasn't the Republican one. I can't remember what that one was. I want to say that one started with a G, but
Oh, it might have.
there we go. This is what I'm looking for.
You know, there's a thing that
This-
you're doing
y'all
over
don't
there, and
remember
I'm
this guy?
honestly afraid to know. I'm afraid to know.
Like I like, look, there have been so many like fuckheads around here who are just all G'd up and everything. It could be, I might have seen them and probably been like, whatever.
Okay, Major.
We are
Let me go.
we
Let
are
me
all
go to the
about
stream and
we are
let me
all
go to the
about
stream and look. I'm about to be sad, aren't I?
right. We are my and me and mine and the places around me are full of emotional intelligence, and we drink water and we get good night's sleep. I don't know anything about the toxic side of Twitch, except I know that there are bad dudes out there popping off, but none of my peoples is, and none of my mutuals pop off, so I wouldn't know.
But no-
Hold on. I haven't. I
Sorry
have
to
10
this
seconds
man.
until I can even see it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I had scrolled
So-
down before.
No, I mean
Yep.
I haven't. Like I'm not okay. I see this picture.
Let's see.
Can he tell me how to get to Sesame Street? That's my question.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Not to
Anyhow-
Cal being like, let's just move past.
Yeah,
it. Let's just.
but this
continue
is the
to
dude
move,
who went,
let's
like,
just
he went on
continue
a-
to, like, proceed
Sorry
the
to this
drive-thru.
man. I don't know this man.
Yeah, earlier, like a few years ago, he went on like on a very, very sexist rant and got banned from Twitch.
Oh, and no doubt, probably did.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I remember his name, which is sad. So he is publicly promoting Kick.
Obviously.
Crypto gambling site Stake.com co-owners Eddie Craven and Behind Tarani have reportedly backed Kick for an undisclosed sum. Ooh, excuse me.
More than $1.
So yeah. So that's the Bloomberg coverage of Kick. But I'm gonna go and I have to go pull this up because I used my very, very basic network engineer skills to look up something the other day. And I posted my findings to Pastebin. Let me zoom this in for y'all. Okay, sure, whatever. So earlier I mentioned that I had created a Kick account because I wanted to let friend of the show Sunny P know that her microphone was muted, only to find out that, you know, there was a reason why her microphone was muted. So, oh fuck it, I'm here now. Let's set up an account. So I did all that. And then I had looked up the streaming the ingest server needed to stream to Kick. And I got this URL, which is very, very weird. I feel like if I am sending my data to Kick, maybe use Kick, right? Like, use a CNAME to point me to kick.com or something. But they didn't do that. They just gave me this global-contribute.live-video.net. That's weird. So I did a dig on it and, you know, got the CNAMEs for it. And apparently the ingest server that I was given was for a bunch of Atlanta-based servers. So I thought that was weird. Especially like none of it's still resolving to Kick. But now I want to know who owns these IP addresses. Maybe it was AWS, but AWS starts with 3 dots. So like, that's not AWS. Who are they using to provide their services for this ingest? So I ran the who is, and look who came up. Twitch. Twitch owns those IPs, owns that whole IP range, which to me feels like either Amazon or Twitch runs these servers. And I'm just going to point out there, because again, for safety and security reasons, I'm not going to the website.
if you were to go and watch a kick.com stream, those players look awfully familiar. They don't look
Very.
generic. They look designed to mimic a site really well. But the IP addresses that are used for ingest to kick.com belong to Twitch. So I don't know what's happening here. I could be misunderstanding a lot of this, but I don't know.
Maybe using some of Twitch stuff on the back end, and
I didn't think Twitch white labeled their shit though. Or white boxed it.
Yeah. That's wild.
Oh, no, they do have what? No, oh. White box is a Twitch account. So I don't know. And again, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt on that. But I feel like whoever did that, like if that was done, these should have been updated ages ago. But then again, we're also talking about Twitch and Amazon. If anything, I feel like Amazon should have been on top of that if that's what they did. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, but this just seems too egregious for it to be like, oh, this is just a common mistake. So, I don't know. And again, I know Bloomberg isn't going to sit and do this shit. Nobody fucking cares about Kick. Nobody's talked about Kick except for Bloomberg that I see, or like .esports. None of those outlets are really going to do this or even cared as much to do this. But as Sin says, like when you say this and like your caution bells are ringing, like this is what it looks like for me when my caution bells are ringing. If there's a way I can dig in and try to find some information, anything, I'm going to do it. And when I uncovered this, I was like, yeah, no, something ain't right. This just smells fishy. And I kind of want to sit there and put some more alarm bells out about it. Like, because I would like to be proved wrong. I want to be proved wrong because, again, I have mutuals who are using Kick. But if something nefarious is happening and all of a sudden they're building homes and communities on these platforms and then they get the rug pulled out from under them, it's kind of like information I would like to share. Like, hey, maybe not get too invested in this.
Well, here's the thing about that, right? I don't know if it's necessarily like, oh no, nefarious things, as much as I know that y'all have seen the new thing and you would like to try the new thing. But as with most places that we haven't made room for ourselves, I have to warn you to keep your eyes open. And if it feels weird, you should immediately step away from it because people are out here that aren't necessarily as moisturized as you are. Please be careful.
Speaking of which, how is Hive doing?
I reserved a name on it and haven't logged in for it since because I tried to avoid being on social media that specifically requires me to be on my phone.
Yeah, I basically made an account and did some posts and kind of I check it every so often, but it's like it's not my main gig. So yeah.
So as far as I know, they're fine.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Before we just brush past that, because again, we're about to switch over to deals. Yes, majorshouse.com. Again, a beautiful place. As you can see here, this is the Mastodon instance, majorshouse.com. So Ruin says a quick search on Reddit, Kick is just a site for streaming porn and gambling. And St. Clinton says Amazon has known that Kick is being hosted through AWS since it started. Okay. So it is.
I mean, yeah.
So it's just weird that it's like all that shit's just resolving to Twitch though. But okay.
Yeah.
But hey, if you would like something nice, clean, and not controlled by any centralized entities, may I interest you in starting your own Mastodon instance. We even have Misskey if you would like to plug into ActivityPub and the Fediverse, where you and only you control what you are posting. Major's House can definitely enable you to get onto the Fediverse today. I mean, today. It will take no time. I got the Docker containers to get it done. But yeah, again, Mastodon, anyone? Miss Key, we can do it. Majorshouse.com, again, designed for creators, works for everyone. And deals this week. The Steam Spring Sale is live. Steam Deck itself gets a discount, and there is startup movie customization on the Steam Deck now. As Steam Deck celebrates its first birthday,
Happy birthday, Steam Deck.
yes. Happy birthday, Steam Deck.
Happy birthday.
Let's see here. So yeah, Steam Deck is getting a 10% discount right now. So and again, they're available to everyone. There's no waiting list. You can just go to steampower.com, order a Steam Deck, get 10% off on every model that they have. Again, this is more gaming hardware news than anything else. So in the homebrew-ish hack your deck club, there's been a thing where you can modify the boot up animations for the Steam Deck. Now what they have now one of the things that Valve allows you to do through the latest update, along with doing the whole downloading games through your LAN, is installing Steam Deck boot up videos through the Steam Deck itself. There's costs money. It's more like these Steam points or whatever the fuck. Like you earn them for doing various things. I have like almost 200,000 of them for some reason. So they were effectively free for me to get these boot up animations. Like, let's see, there's a link to, this is like the Steam Point shop. So yeah, they've got this collection of boot up animations. Of course, you got sorry, that was abrupt. I forgot that the audio was going through. But yeah, so like boot up animations for your Steam Deck. Anywhere like all about 3,000 points, and as you can see, yeah, I've got like 160,000 of these points. So like I've picked up Unlock, Saturn, Deck Special. So yeah, there's a few here, and I imagine more will get added. And again, there's still a way where you can probably put customs in there, and they'll make it easy. And it's a menu setting that you can go into on the Steam Deck and get the boot animations. Although points come from game purchases. Okay, I know I was getting them from somewhere. I will say that I have no idea where the Steam points come from or how you acquire them though. But yeah, so yeah, you get them through purchasing games and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm sure, yeah, there are tons of people who own Steam Decks who have the points that can sit there and, get these. So they're like relatively free. Because you get the points with buying games. You probably weren't doing anything with these points. Yeah. So again, yeah. And again, Tycho, I apologize for your ears. I forgot that the audio for the browser was going through the podcast. So yeah, this is one of the things that came out today. And of course, there is a Steam Spring Sale. So things are on sale. Civ 6 is $6. Wow, that's on brand. Civ 6 is $6 on Steam. Don't forget, it is also on Game Pass today.
Yes.
But again, $6 on Steam.
Yes.
So it'll be cheaper than the discounted price. But I also have this on Epic. The Division 2, I wonder if they fixed their game to where they can now update it. Tycho says Civ 7 is in production, which is why that is, which I believe that is going discounted. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh yeah. Oh, get the if you are going to get Civ, go ahead and get the anthology series. Most times you can find it for like $25. It is
$30
over. Yeah, it's like $30. You can probably some places, if you go to like Green Man Gaming or Fanatical, you can find it for like $25, and that's everything, including the Leaders Pass, which is kind of like their season pass content of Leaders. There's like Nzinga's on there. I think Nzinga's on it. They have the other 3 Chinese emperors. The Ptolemy version of Cleopatra, so that's cool. So if you like Civ or you're interested in Civ, highly recommend the anthology series, the anthology version. So gives you all of it. So I would definitely say play the Game Pass version and then play that one.
So there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or you can go to isthereanydeal.com and
Yep.
Oh wow, it gives you fucking everything. So let's see here.
Right, you can find games different places. All different places is there.
Okay, maybe why would you add that to that?
Because I'm looking for
Civ 6 Anthology, current $24.99 on Fanatical.
Yeah, that's why I think I bought mine from, either Fanatical or Green Man Gaming.
Yet again, another site that's forcing me to have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Fanatical has it. Well, it says the platforms are Mac and Linux.
No, I think it'd be. If you go through Fanatical will give you like the Steam key. So.
Okay, well, if it's a Steam key, then you know what? Yeah. Actually, I can just go to Fanatical and just search there. Then.
Yeah, you can go through Fanatical. You can go through Fanatical.
I do not like the fact that it's forcing me to do that, but here we are.
Yeah. Fanatical.
Oh my god, just give me fucking Civ 6. Damn. Okay, there we go. Civ 6. $6 here as well. I'm trying to find if it will give me.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, if you could pull it up. Because it would be nice to say, hey, here are all the things. Oh, there we go. There we go. I didn't scroll down far enough.
Yep. I'm gonna drop it in the chat so they can see it too.
There we go. See Civ 6 Anthology. Yep. $25. It is
$25.
Yeah.
It's $5. It's $5 cheaper
It was over
than
on the right,
Steam.
really?
Yeah. It's $5 cheaper
Oh,
than it's $5 cheaper than Steam, and it's not a great site. Fanatical is good. They got great service. I've done deal with them. Them and Greenman Gaming, I like them. And they typically have set deals that are even more deals than Steam does. So I'd say, whenever a Steam sale, check out the games that you like over there. Check out check both and judge for yourself.
I love it is saying Asper, even though Asper works on the Mac version, which is really weird.
Yes,
but yeah,
weird.
it's the Steam key, so it should work on Windows.
Yeah, Steam key,
If not, I mean, you always get your money back. Say, hey, this says 14-day money back guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's tons of more games here that are on steep discounts. Of course, if you'd like to join us on The Witcher 3, that's $12 on Steam.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, that is a game. That is a game. That is a fucking game.
What game?
The Witcher 3.
Oh,
yes.
That's a game for that ass. It sure is.
Yes.
That is a game.
That is a game. Like where you are when I saw your stream major was where I was. And even to that point, I was like, yo, I don't know if you pulled up on, I don't know if you did the side quest where that whole town, it was like one guy in the town, and then you find out there's a whole town full of pigs, except for that one guy.
No.
Okay, that's a side mission you pull up on. I went down the rabbit hole of that side mission, and I was like, hey, yo, this game. And that in itself felt like a smooth hour and a half doing that side quest. That game is meaty. It is meaty. It is a meaty game experience.
I felt like I was playing content warning the game at one point. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, just random titties.
No, not that.
Titties.
No, not that. I'm surprised at the lack of them I have seen compared to the other shit I have seen.
No, you haven't gotten that far into it yet.
I'm talking about just like dealing with the Red Baron, the Bloody Baron shit.
Oh yeah, the Blade Baron stuff. Yeah,
like,
that's wild.
Yes, like domestic abuse.
Trigger warning.
Yeah, trigger warning. Domestic abuse. Trigger warning. Miscarriage. Like, bruh, stop all of this.
Yeah.
I do not like where we are going. Shut up. I want to kill you now.
Right.
Like, Geralt is showing huge restraint for what I would really want to do.
Right. It's like, I am going
Thank you, Merge. Oh my God.
Right. And then it's like, I'm going through a mental breakdown. Burn down the castle.
That would I swear, I am glad that I am on medication for anxiety and depression, because if I was not, and I saw what I saw that day,
yeah,
like
Yeah.
I don't think I would choose games for Major's plays, which again is our game, is Major's House Games Club. I don't think I would choose games where I'm like, yep, no, I in the middle of it, I will pull out of it. It's like, no, we're not doing this. We're fucking switching. I can't do this.
Yeah.
That game came close. Just in the first big mission chunk.
Yeah.
With the Bloody Baron. And I'm like, did I make a mistake here? This is too much.
Yeah, that was a lot.
This is too much to front load.
It's like
onto a
that
person.
happens. It's like that happens, and then you have to deal with the consequences of that. It's like you have to deal with the consequences of that action, in like, and that becomes a fight in itself, literally. And it's like, wow, you know, like. And if there was an option to murk this man, this man would have been murked.
Yeah, it's like now I want to go through with my choices. Could I have just not done any of this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! Stop, Verge!
Verge, no.
Oh my god!
Jesus. What I never thought I would say. Verge, stop.
Because
we're gonna do. Let's just go ahead and drop a red flag on the play real quick because it's about to set Major to the sunken place. Like,
yeah, that was because like I say, I remember that because I was playing it, and the only reason why I hadn't streamed it back then is because I was on Garnet at not Garnet, Granite at this time, and Granite was not to play that game, even though the card had came out that I think around that time, like before that time, it was still being like, yeah, no, we can't run it. We having hard times to play it and stream it. And then I ran into the random titties, and then it was like, yeah, I definitely can't stream it because we are in random titty territory.
Not Kevin out here being like, what in the webtoons?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's like, yeah, I could not. Yeah, you're right. There was no way I could avoid any of that, but
yeah, because it's the main quest. It's not like a sub quest.
Yeah.
But you can just be like, nah. It's like, no.
Look, I told you where your daughter is. I don't know where your wife is. Bruh, leave me the fuck alone.
It's like, if you're trying to figure out where Suri and Yennefer is, you need.
Well, I knew where Yennefer was at that point.
Right, but we had to kind of, we gotta go our ways.
Like, I don't care anymore. Like, I hope she's okay. I don't care. I need to rest.
Yeah, that might be one of them things where we might have to play that on the low. We might have to play that, you know, if we got time. But
see, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, even with this massive amount of free time that I do have,
yeah,
streaming times is about the only time I can sit there and play at length.
Yeah. Just be prepared.
Maybe I should just play
random titties.
Maybe I should. Yeah, like when one of those sets did show up, it lingered for about 15 seconds. Somewhere else, yeah, no, let's just switch the scene until she puts clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should just switch to playing Ace Combat and just trigger Ruin.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Ruin I was triggering with my flights? I forgot who it was. No, it wasn't Ruin. It was Black Kev, the other Kev.
Yeah,
I think who was always upset. Okay, yeah, it was. I didn't think it was you because I think that was before you came in through Truck Simulator.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody was always giving me shit for the way I was flying jets in that game. Let's get on with this. We get up out of here. Free play days for Xbox Anno 1800 Session, Skate Sim, and Autonauts.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, Xbox games?
Yeah. Also, Anno 1800 is free weekend on Ubisoft. So if you want to check that out
On the PC.
you could definitely on the PC. You could definitely do that.
Unfortunately, another weekend of games that I had to miss out on because I've got a convention to go to.
Hey, love to hear it.
Please go in safety.
I will.
Yes. Yes.
Whew. Okay. Whew, that was an ordeal.
It was.
Just going through Witcher 3 shit again in my head is an ordeal.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming up this week for me, let's see. We've got some more streams coming up. I'm gonna say because of the convention, I'm gonna have to kick the can again on major plays. Eventually, we will get to play some games, but I know that one thing we were talking, one thing that we have mentioned earlier is Civ 6. I would like to organize a nice giant Civ 6 game. Now that it is on Game Pass, more people do have access to it. Also, again, it's like anywhere between $6 and $30, depending on where you go. If you want the anthology pack that comes with it, so definitely grab a hold of that. I'm trying to get some Civ 6 on the board so we can play multiplayer on a major plays. Of course, maybe some more Witcher 3. I don't know how much worse that game is going to get. Ooh. Tycho, if you have the instructions for that, or if you can find that, please post that in a place where I can find it, because, you know, I would love to deploy it. That'll be a nice, cool thing. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Do that right now. Do that right now. There'll be a nice, fun Friday project I can work on. Let's see here. There may be some more Witcher 3 stuff. I don't know how much more filthy and deranged that game will get, but if not, maybe I'll switch it out. Let's see here. I think next week will be a little spotty because I think I have one meeting on Wednesday, but yeah, we'll see. Work-wise with the Major's house, OSP is coming whether Merge wants it or not. Of course, that's going to be what I would like to see is like, all right, how much we can push OSP running on a Docker container. He doesn't think I can do it. I think I can. I like to prove him wrong. That's my whole thing. If you haven't learned, my whole thing is just to prove somebody wrong. And we all get better when I do that. Maybe not. Things actually blow up a lot. There'll be some matrix work being done so I can figure out what that looks like if I don't abandon that plan. Merge did find a Slack alternative that I was kind of interested into, and maybe. But I'm gonna tell you something. I've really become real fond of Docker. I'm gonna mute Merge now. Oh no, I highlighted his content. Damn. My fingers betrayed me. But that's all I've got. Things are happening. Things are going. Please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family. Hey, there's a dope dude who's trying to give people a slice of the internet. You should definitely come get some. Come get a slice. I could never get Podman and Cockpit to work properly. I just can't. So now I've just committed to Docker and Docker Compose. And I'm gonna say something. I love Docker Compose than trying to put Docker containers in places. That's my issue with fucking Matrix right now, is like it's just a Docker container. I really just want a Docker Compose YAML, and that's it. I mean, well, yeah, that's where I'm running Podman on Fedora. You know that. What do you say? I'm never not going to run in Fedora. But yeah, I've been having my issues with Podman in Cockpit, and I'm learning that I really like Docker Compose over all of the things. So yeah, more research is being done, but definitely please help me in spreading the word, trying to get Major's House out there. I would really like to get this to succeed because corporate America is fucked, and I really do not want to go back. I don't. Please help me. I don't ask for much. I don't. Okay, no. No, we're not doing that. I don't ask for much. I don't. See, Taku, you make it seem like it's simple, but it's not. It's not.
I mean, I'm assuming he thinks this is relatively simple for people at your level if you're having a conversation about Docker. Because I still don't know what Docker is. You said YAML today, and I'm just like, are we talking about some mountainous creature? Like, what is this?
Listen, what's going on in your life this week?
Right. What's going on in my life this week? There is a Luminosity festival in the area that my friend is going to, and I'm going to possibly see them before that happens. Tabletop games on Saturday, and then some background planning. I finally had like my first kind of talk with a friend about a tabletop gaming project that we're working on, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. So we get to plan all of those things, and I get to have a couple of conversations with GoDaddy tomorrow.
Merge, you know how to get in contact with me. You can contact me by going to majorshouse.com. You can click that contact button, the contact link at the top of the website, where I give you actually I can demonstrate. We can do this right now, because you out here playing games but also setting me up. Yes, you can click this contact link. Oh no. All right, I gotta fix it. Thank you. Wait, no, it's sending me to a different page. That's why. Why did that send me to contact 2?
Oh
no, the site's broken. That's unfortunate.
The way it's oh no.
There we go. But hey, it's definitely fixed here. I gotta fix those links. I'm gonna submit a bug.
Of course YAML did that. I hate YAML so much already.
But yes, you can get in contact with me by emailing me at marcus@majorshouse.com or by hitting me up on Mastodon at majorlinux@2.majorshouse.com. Ooh. Wow.
Like I'm like, like there's an ML here, so I know it's not I know it's a markup language, but I went to go look up what does YAML stand for, and this is what I got off of the internet, and I'm just like, YAML, you can fight me with these things. Don't do that.
Is it wine the same way?
Probably wine can fight me too. Like these languages can square up. Tired of y'all.
Wine is not an emulator. Kev, what you got going on this weekend?
Not much. Catching up on some, probably catching up with some Mandalorian with mom. Probably dabble with some lawnmower maintenance. Playing some. What am I playing? Playing some Fortnite. I bought this awesome game called Clan Folk. It's basically like RimWorld, but less stressful. where you have like these like um deep mechanics where you can like tell them, like build a building, hunt for food, make sure they have adequate, stuff that they need. And it's really fun. I played 9 hours of the demo, just like starting it up. So I'm like, yeah, I love it. So we'll probably do some infrastructure before we stream it next week, maybe Monday or so. And play Fortnite and play the new Fortnite season, and try and finish up this second page. I done seen people have unlocked Lizard Zaddy already, so I need to go ahead and step my game up and at least get to Lizard Zaddy before the month is out. So that's what I'm hoping. And that's pretty much my weekend. Playing folks with a C, exactly, Merge, with a C.
Also, y'all watch out for drunk people this weekend.
Oh yeah, because it's
surprisingly Myrtle Beach did their St. Patrick's Day last weekend.
They got it out the way. They said, no, we're getting it out the way.
It was really
Green
weird.
beers out the way.
It was really weird because, like, with the convention I'm going to this weekend in downtown Raleigh, they're also going to be there. And like, so this means I'm going to see y'all twice? Damn. All right. That definitely. Yeah. I don't know what's causing this issue, but yeah, I guess I'm about to dig into it. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of the Major Linux Show. Oh, jeez, wrong one. Tech Talk Thursdays, also brought to you by Nature's House. See, look, we're so on and popping. We have Major's House has 2 shows, and it's hard to keep up with them. But yes, thank you everybody for turning into Tech Talk Thursdays with brought to you by Major's House. It's been a pleasure. Please, again, thank you for the support so far. Please, we'd love to see the support continue. Things are growing, things continuing. Thank you all for helping me out personally with some stuff. It's been a blessing. Thank you. I cannot say thank you enough. But yeah, with all of that, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any streaming, or you could have been reading the Tech Gaming and Streaming Nudge yourself, but you said no. Oh no. And I don't know why you didn't say no, but I appreciate that you said no, that you didn't want to do all that and that you wanted to come here. I'm more focused on this website now than anything else. Now that
you could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream in the world. You could have been preparing your website and contact form yourself, but you said no. I wanted to come by and hang out with these lovely goofballs on this Tech Talk Thursday, just like every other Thursday where we plan to take over the world. And for that, Major and the rest of the Tech Talk Thursday crew would like to say thank you.
Thank you. And all I've got left to say is I love you. Peace.
Wakanda forever.
Damn it. Went for the wrong button. Where is it? There it is.